All right, let's see if I can hear me now. Nah, the headphones sound messed up. All right, let's see if I can hear me now. All right, I am here. Nah, the headphones sound messed up. But welcome. All right, let's see if I can hear me now. Echo. All right, I am here. Nah, the headphones sound messed up. But welcome. Let's see if I can hear me now. Echo. All right, I am here. All right, well, I'm here. I'm sure. Boxing Lounge, big up yourself, man. Good to see you. Hopefully, you'll tell me how do I sound with these headphones? How do I sound with these? How do I sound, Boxing Lounge? I sound okay, or I sound kind of crazy? I sound good, clear. Yeah, do I sound clear? Is that a yes? Sounds fine. Well, hallelujah, hallelujah. You know, I've been listening. Thank you for showing up as usual, my dear friend. Appreciate it, man. You know, I've been listening to this Charlo talk for I don't the next last couple of days, and let me explain something to you. I watched that Tyson interview, you know, and as a fan of boxing, nothing about that interview would make me want to pay to watch that man fight. Where was his drive? Where was his ambition? Did you see the interview, Boxing Lounge? Did you see it? All right, there you go. Yeah, you saw a clip. All right, if you want to jump on, you can tell me which clip you saw. You want to stay in the chat, that's fine. But listen, I saw that interview. I saw it, and he did nothing to help himself. Not a damn thing. He did nothing to help himself out at all. Okay? So I don't know what to do. I don't. I mean, as a fighter, if I'm going on the largest boxing platform there is for boxing with an icon of the sport like Mike Tyson, I'm not just going to match his intensity. I'm going to surpass it. I'm going to surpass his intensity. I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, you know, me and my brother, we call out everybody. We the Charlo twins. We known for calling out everybody. You can't just get in our faces like that because, you know, that's going to turn into a fight. And, yeah.
Truth, Troy, I'm on a really bad Bluetooth headset, so I probably sound like
Huh?
shit.
What'd you
I
say?
said I'm on a Bluetooth headset, so I probably sound like shit.
Headphones on. I might have to take them out. What'd you say, Boxing Lounge?
All right, let me change my headset. I'll come back with a different one. One
Hold on a
second.
second, Boxing Lounge. Let me take these things out. Let me go to order these out. I'll do it regular. Go ahead, Boxing Lounge. Say something. Let me see if I can hear you.
Give me 2 minutes, Troy. I'm in the process of changing headsets.
Yeah, you still can't. How do I sound though? I sound all right?
Oh, you sound clear.
Huh?
You sound good. You sound clear.
Yeah, because you sound kind of low, man. I actually thought it was me, but you sound kind of low. Yeah. You have your volume turned up all the way? Yeah, these technical difficulties come along with the business, you know. But yeah, once more people start coming in here, I'll decide whether I'll put this back on. I sound better with them on or off. Boxing Lounge, you must be
Hold
having.
on, I'm nearly there, Troy. Give me a sec.
Okay, well there you go. You sound better. Let me see how you sound in the headphones. Testing, testing. Hello.
Trying. I'm gonna drop out and rejoin. Okay.
Okay. One, two, three. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Trying. I'm gonna drop out and rejoin.
Okay. Okay, Boston Lines, that's cool. Yeah, I just want to test these headphones out. Okay, Boston Lines, that's cool. Yeah, I just want to test. Yeah, that echo is killing me. I got I got two things going at once. I just wanted to hear how it sound. Yeah, that echo is killing me. Yeah, so there you go, people. There you go. There you go. But yeah, yes. Let's discuss the Charlo situation because everybody else is discussing it, and I am home for the rest of the day. On bed rest. So why don't I jump my foot in the fire as well? As I stated, as a fighter, you are your greatest salesman, not your promoter, not your manager, not your entourage. You, you are your greatest fighter. You have to promote yourself every time someone puts a mic in front of you. Every time you go on somebody's podcast. Every time you go on somebody's Zoom. Every time you go on somebody's Facebook. You have to promote yourself loud, proud, and fiercely because no one will promote you better than you can promote your damn self. And that's a fact. You hear that passion in my voice? I didn't hear an ounce of that in Charlo's voice. Not an ounce of it. And even though it says I'm talking out loud to myself right now, that's okay. If you build it, they will come. It doesn't matter. That's the way I look at it. This is good for me. I enjoy doing this. Kind of therapeutic sometimes. I want to go do it by the water down here one day when it gets a little warmer. Because it's beautiful down there. We got a lot of water in here close to us in Baltimore. Want to go down to the park down here and sit on the bench, watch the people canoe, watch the people fish, watch the bridge fall apart, things like that. But what fell apart in that interview was Charlo's career because if the host has to constantly prompt you, come on, man, say your name, say your name, say your name. Guess what? You ain't ready for prime time, baby. You 30 plus years old, and someone has to, a legend, Mike Tyson, is giving you his platform, giving you the floor for millions to see and hear, and he has to prompt you to say, come on, nigga, come on, say something, say your name, say your name, and you over there like, yeah, man, they all know who they are, Mike. They all know who they are, Mike. No, but we don't know who they are. We is who you need to think about, us, the fans. It ain't about them because they're not buying tickets to your damn fights. We, the fans, are. They're not buying pay per view to see your fights. We, the fans, are. Do you remember? You remember in Batman Returns or what the Dark Knight Returns, where Bane says, "I do this for you." That one line always stuck out with me. I do this for you. After he blew up the damn football stadium and killed all them people, killed the mayor and everything. I do this for you. Then he freed all the prisoners. I do this for you. Well, guess what? You need to do this for you. Sitting on there, million and plus people listening to you and watching you, and you sitting on there like you humble George or something, Tiny Tim, all shy. What's up, Remy? You know, we talking about Charlo, of course. Sitting up on Mike Tyson, like he has no backbone. Where was his backbone, man? How you say backbone in Spanish, Remy? Well, yeah, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like one of my favorite movies is The Five Heartbeats. There's a line in there where the lead singer, Eddie Kane Jr. He been messing up and coming in late, getting high, getting drunk, but he got that voice. He got that voice and he got that swagger and that power, so he knows how far he could push everybody. So anyway, there's another dude named Flash. Flash has been watching them for a while, and he mimics Eddie a lot, but his voice is weaker than Eddie's. So Eddie saw him talking to his manager, and Eddie goes up to him and says, "I see you. I see what you trying to do. You trying to replace me. But you know what? You can't replace me, scum dwelling sucker. You want to know why? Because you ain't gonna get it. Because you ain't got it." And Flash slammed the door in his face. And Eddie went out there that night and killed it. Killed it. See, that's the attitude you gotta have when you're a fighter. You got to have that swag and that power to walk up to your opponent and say, if you want this belt, if you want my spot, like Eddie said to Flash, if you want my spot, Flash, you're gonna have to take it from me. Take it from me. Don't try don't try to do no backhanded stuff like go to my manager and get on one day when I'm too high to come on. No, take it from me personally. Let me see if you that bold. Let me see if you got it. Let me see if you got it. But the fact is that you ain't gonna get it because you ain't got it. Period. And that's what Charlo was like sitting in that chair. Actually, he wasn't sitting in the chair. The chair was sitting in him. He shrank. That Bama shrank. Shrank. He was engulfed in that damn chair. Just engulfed. Bama just shrank in that chair. But yeah, man, that's the way I feel right now. That's the way I feel. I got more passion than Charlo. That's the damn thing. And I'm not even at 100%. And I got more passion than Charlo. See that? That's a damn shame, punk ass. That's a shame. I got more passion than that man. Man, come on. What in the world is going on? What in all the world is going on when when the fans have more passion than the fighter? Something is wrong. My. Something is wrong. Mm-hmm. The church got to say amen. Well, Jamal is now saying he'll fight David Benavidez for a Canelo fight. You know what? You know what, Remy? That sounds like the dude from Popeye. What was his name? Wimpy or whatever? I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. We don't want to hear that mess. We don't want to hear that mess. We don't want to hear that mess. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Sucker, we ain't trying to hear that mess. We're not trying to hear that mess, sucker. You lying through your teeth. Nobody want to hear you. Oh, yeah. I'll fight David Benavidez for a Canelo fight. Oh, yeah. Okay, shut the hell up. He was a liar. He was a lying dog. Lying like a rug. Sure. Difference is, rug. A rug is better than you. You know? Rug better than you. Rug has more use than you. Shit. Rug got a whole lot more use than you. Over here trying to make. That's the deal that Flash was trying to make. I just spoke on that. Flash was trying to come in through the back door. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday. Man, ain't nobody want to hear that mess. Nobody wants to hear that lying Bama ass. Nobody want to hear him. Nobody care about him either. It's just that he makes for good conversation. You know? Makes for very good conversation. At the end of the day, listen to the passion that's in my voice. Ain't nobody paying me to do this. And there's no millions of people watching. I would like to think that they are. And one day, you know what? Take that back. There's millions and millions of people, and the millions and millions of people are listening to the sound of my voice right now, talking about that's what Charlo should have done. That's what Charlo should have done. Charlo should have went in there. Charlo should have went in there like KC from Jodeci. Ooh, yeah. But instead, he went in there like Keith Sweat talking about make it last forever. Nobody want to hear you beg, Keith. Nobody want to hear you beg, boy. Nobody want to hear you beg. You know what I'm saying? Nobody begging over. Go ahead, boxing. I mean, boxing lounge. Let me hear how you sound, man. Let me hear how you sound. What's up, Mark Nash?
How's this headset, Troy?
This sounds good. I can hear you. I can hear you a little bit. You still sound a little bit low, but I can hear you.
Oh, that's good because this is one of the cheap ones I'm using. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
How are
I
you
can
doing?
definitely hear you.
How
Yeah, man.
how you
Huh?
feeling? How you
You
feeling?
know what? I got some energy today. Yesterday was a rough friggin' day. Like I said, it's gonna be a long journey for me, man. I don't really. It's just a long journey. I don't want to get too much into me,
Sure, sure,
but
sure.
I got my energy today, and for as long as it lasts, I'm gonna use it for something positive and entertain myself and you. How about that? You understand? That's the
Sounds
way I
good.
feel today. Because really, listen, wherever I go, on every platform I go, nothing I says changes. Maybe the levels change, but I've been branded. What did old brother brand me the other night? I am the world's best provoker or something on social media. He's a great guy. Just don't talk boxing with him. Like really, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, while you have the time and you have the energy, you give your all because you are your greatest promoter. Listen to me. When I go on these different people's show and I listen, I know that coach is promoting himself. I know that Mark is promoting himself. And nobody got to
Hmm.
ask them because they don't talk in whispers. Hi, my name is Mark Nash. Uh, welcome to Breaking Beats. Hell no. That's not what he does. Hi, my name is Coach. Welcome to New Media. No. Hi, my name is Major Keys, and I'm just happy. No, no. You
No.
go in there, you go in there, and you act like it's your own, but you have to show a level of respect. You can't just walk into Mike Tyson's house and say this is my own. You have to be intense enough to make him not have to prompt your ass. Say names. Tell me your name, Charlo. Tell me your name. They know who they are. They know who they are, but they not paying nothing for you. The fans are. David Benavidez is not going to buy your pay per view, you sucker. You know?
Hmm.
They ain't going to buy your pay per view, boy. Say the names for the fans. Say it for yourself. You know? Come in there like, Butch Lewis from back in the day. That was a promoter. He used to have on a tux, like a vest or a tux with no undershirt and then a bow tie, and he was a bodybuilder. He was buff. He looked like he just got out of jail, right? So you got
Hmm.
this big black man with a bow tie, no undershirt, with his chest exposed, and this vest on, talking about I'm Butch Lewis, the promoter. After a while, he didn't have to say nothing. He didn't have to say nothing because when he walked into a room, he became the room. Period. And that's what these cats are missing nowadays. When you walk into the room, you're supposed to be the room. You're supposed to be so. You're supposed to promote yourself so much that these cats are gonna be like, man, this dude is larger than life right now. I feel he's gonna do something. You know, I feel
Hmm.
he's gonna
Hmm.
do something. You're supposed to go out to the edge of open the window, and someone's supposed to pull you back and say, hold on, son, you ain't got to jump." He's like, I ain't got to jump. You know why I don't have to jump? Because
Why?
because I'm gonna bounce right back up. That's why. That's how large you are. You jump out the window and there's somebody out there with a helicopter that's gonna catch you. That's how large you are right now. You sell the lie. You make yourself so. Listen, Mike Tyson sold a lie most of his career. He was 5'11", but you would think that he was 7 foot tall based on a lot of things he was saying. You know, he
Mm-hmm.
told he told Razor Ruddock, look, he told Razor Ruddock, you know what? I'm gonna make you my girlfriend. You can better kiss me good with them big lips, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Razor was like, I'm not even gonna dignify that with an answer. He's like, that's okay. That's okay. You still gonna kiss me good with them big lips in the ring, boy. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Who does that, man? Who does that mess? Mike Tyson does that mess. That's why he's damn near 60 years old and he's the biggest thing in boxing still. How you do that?
Is
He
Razor really his first name?
There's a bike outside.
No, sorry, I'm smoking
Hmm.
by the window. Is Razor Ruddock, is Razor his first name? Is that legit his first name?
No, no, his name is Donovan Razor Ruddock.
Oh,
Donovan.
of course.
He's
Oh, right.
he's from
Okay, all
Yard.
right.
He's a Yard. He's from Jamaica like me, but still, the dude had all the skills he needed to beat Tyson. But instead of jabbing and jabbing, he wanted to trade punches with him. And you know what happened in that fight? Tyson broke his jaw, and he still kept going. He still kept coming. He's the one where Tyson said he hits like a fucking mule kick. That was him. This Donovan Razor Ruddock. The thing,
Right.
yeah, him. And see, the reason why I'm saying that and how that applies to what's going on with Charlo, Charlo didn't even take the time to even be Razor Ruddock and just, you know, punch. You could punch with your words just like you punch with your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean your fist. I'm sorry. You can punch with your words just like you know. The thing is, you got to back up them words though. You got to back them up. You constantly talking about Canelo, Canelo. Listen, you know the blueprint has always been there. I don't want to hear about Floyd's blueprint. I don't give a damn because he don't have no blueprint. The blueprint is this: you come in, you sit down with your team, and you say, "These are the fighters we're gonna start with. Then we're gonna move to here. Then we're gonna move to there. If these fall out, these are the next set of fighters we're gonna have by year 5 or 3 or 5. This is where we should be. We're not going to chase one man, but we're going to build ourselves up so that people will come knocking on our door. And that same man that we're chasing, that same man that's out there, that's the money man in boxing, he gonna want to fight us because we bring something to the table.
Yeah,
I've
but
never
that ship
won.
sailed now. I mean, I don't see them. Canelo's is at 175 now. It, I mean, what way is he's not going to come down for Charlo.
Okay,
Charlo's not a big. He's not a big enough name yet,
yeah,
and
but
it's unlikely that he's going to be a big enough name before Canelo retires. Well, that's just me speculating, but that's what I think.
yeah, but let me explain something to you how it works right now with Charlo. He has nobody that's a big enough name on his level to fight, so he has to create fights. Like going to cruiserweight, that's a created fight. It builds interest. It's not the fighter that he's fighting. It's just the fact that he's fighting at cruiserweight for a championship against a guy that can punch. Okay,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
might watch that fight, even though people said that's a cherry pick from Charlo. Really? And no, listen to me. Not one Charlo fan from 0 to 100 could explain the logic in that. Right? So now he's at 175. He's Let's just say he's at 175 and he wants all the belts at 175. Think about that. He'll be the first man in history to become, undisputed in 2 different weight classes in 2 years. If he, if that's his goal, right? What are they gonna say
You,
then? He only fought Europeans. Go through Charlo's resume now and find me a black fighter. Go through Charlo's resume right now and find me all the wonderful black fighters he fought in the last 5 years or three. Let's make it two. Let's make it 2 years. You ain't gonna find too many. You're not. See what I'm saying? When you have
mhm.
to make excuses up like that for your man, guess what? Your man ain't doing nothing. He really isn't. Boxing's become a joke, just an all around joke. You know, because see, it's
Yeah,
like
it's more about it's turning more. I want to use different words to a joke, but I'm trying to think of what I can use.
yeah,
It's it's
yeah.
it's it's not as serious as it used to be. Let's put it that way.
Well, here's the thing: boxing was never really. Yeah, it was passion, passion plus purpose for a purse. That's what boxing used to be about. It was pride, it was passion times purpose, which gets you the purse, right?
Hmm.
It's not like that no more. Now I see. Let me shout out the people in the chat, man, because they did come just like you. So I'm gonna shout you out first. Boxing Lounge, first at the door. Bless up yourself. Remy, bless up yourself. Mark Nash, bless up yourself. KP from KC5. That sound like a group. Salute. And you got Chad Perez. I believe that's how you pronounce your name. Salute. Now the link is out there. Anybody want to jump on? Jump on. I don't care if you disagree with me. I really want. Listen, my whole goal today, and starting this live, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was I, I actually read lyrics to rap songs most of the day, and I do a lot of other reading. But came across, Rakim, Rakim today, where it says he made what was his lyric? He said, you take seven MCs and you put them in a line, then you take seven more brothers who think they can rhyme. It'll take seven more before I go for mine. So there's 21 MCs ate up at the same time. My main goal today was to destroy 100 Charlo fans. I was just boom, knock them out, knock them out, knock them out. My panel could hold 10 people. Well, nine, because I'm always the host. Nine people. So I was just gonna knock them out, knock them off the panel, knock them out, knock them off the panel. Then I'll just keep going till I get to 100. That's what I was gonna do today. But of course, they're not coming my way. I
I
so
didn't know
want
there
to
was
say
that many
so
Charlo fans.
on social media. Yeah, yeah, it is. I'm in rare form today because I listen. I was so
And
weak
they'd all have to be on
yesterday.
your page at the same time.
No, no, you know how you log in. Because I would have to have a couple of hundred people in here for that to happen.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
have to have a couple of hundred people in here. But like I said, man, whether it's 0 to 1,000, you got to enjoy what you're doing, and they're gonna come eventually. They're gonna come eventually. Do I want to be the largest thing in the world on YouTube? Yeah, sure, maybe one day. Why? Because what I want to do today. Tomorrow might be something different. But right now, I'm just having some fun. Yesterday, let me tell you what happened yesterday. Yesterday, man, I had a doctor's appointment. I went to the doctor's appointment and I nearly passed out. I was so weak. Though that happens with me. So he called the ambulance. The ambulance was going to take me to a hospital I don't want to go to. I have nightmares there. They just treat me. No, I didn't want to go to that hospital because I have every time I go there something bad. So I refused to be taken there. And then I got a little better, and I told the ambulance people, look, you give me I'll sign the waiver or whatnot, and I'll drive myself to the hospital, and you'll see what happens. And you can see on your system once I check in. So I called my brother to meet me there, and he met. I signed in. I went to that hospital. They kept me for about 4 hours, and I told them, watch, they're gonna send me home. They can't do anything. 4 hours later, they send my behind home. Right. So then I got some faux chicken soup, came home and drank that, and then I went to sleep. And I kept I ordered the vegetables twice. I ordered a double bag of vegetables, so I got some mint to eat and some sprouts, some Asian sprouts, and I'm gonna turn those into ground chicken egg rolls today, baked by the way. Thank you for asking. Baked ground chicken egg rolls, right?
Nice.
Or I was gonna turn it into ground chicken soup. I haven't made up my mind yet. Anyway, my main goal was to rest today because they said you don't even have to come in tomorrow, which is today, if I don't want to, right? So I said, cool, I'll take that as an opportunity for me to rest. Then I had this spike of energy, so I said, let me just do something, man. But yesterday was terrible, man. Terrible. But I got energy now, so if you want to talk about Charlo, let's talk Charlo. Man. I tell you what I miss. You had a guy over there in the UK. Jesus Christ! I see his face. He fought Floyd. He was a white guy, fought at 140,
Ricky Hatton.
and yes, Ricky Hatton was never the most talented guy in the ring ever. What did he bring to the ring, Boxing Lounge? Tell him what he brought to the ring.
The thing about Ricky Hatton was he was very effective at 140, but he was pretty much, in terms of his size, he was bigger than most of the guys at 140 because he was kind of like in between 140 and 147, but he suited 140. Um, but he should never have taken that fight at 147. Maybe at a catch weight. He was effective early on, but I think he got a bit of a raw deal from the referee, but that's probably just sour grapes.
Yeah,
Smoke.
no, he brought a certain energy to the ring, which made you want to buy his fights,
Oh,
didn't
it's not just the energy. The fans brought the energy as well.
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me shout out to the other. I call him Smoke. He goes by Boxing Lounge. The guy. He goes by Diarrhea the Mouth. He goes by a lot of names. What's up, Smoke?
That's what you call me. That's not what I go by.
It don't matter. You in the house that Troy built, baby. It don't matter what it don't matter. It don't
Okay,
matter.
yes, I never introduced myself by any of those titles that you talked about. But anyway,
It
what's
don't
up,
matter,
fellas?
baby. I'm good, man. I got some energy today. I'll
Okay.
probably be as weak as a baby tomorrow, but I got some energy today.
Yeah, you sound like the parents right now. Old ass
Huh?
dude, Uncle Baby.
Yeah, I'm a couple of months behind you, baby.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
couple of months, but go ahead.
yeah.
Oh, because you a Charlo fan, so I'm
I,
glad you were
I mean,
here.
okay, so I mean,
Oh,
I'm
here we
probably a Charlo fan more than you.
here we go with
I've
his
never
definition of what a
one day.
fan is. Okay.
Again,
Well, we got one.
this is the way that this is how you describe me, not how I describe myself. Okay, like I've never
Hmm.
called myself a Charlo fan, but I'm probably more of a Charlo fan than you. So sure, we can go with that right for this conversation. Let's take the conversation.
Go ahead and tell me what you thought about the interview, man.
Oh, I haven't gone through the whole thing. Like, there's been a lot that's been released, right? So you're talking about the Mike Tyson interview. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, I watched some of it. I'm not a Charlo fan. Like I don't know what you want. Not only am I not really that much of a Charlo fan, I'm not even like a soap opera fan. So like all this like what a fighter said and all this stuff, I don't get like all that's just marketing, dude. They're just like selling themselves or trying to sell a fight. Like
Okay.
usually when they go out and do stuff like this is because they're fighting somebody that is like an opponent that nobody wants to see, and so they start hyping themselves up and start talking about other fights and all this. It's 21st century marketing.
Good. Good. Thank you, G Funky. Thank you. Now, let me ask you a simple question. A simple question, that Smoke. After
Mhm.
watching that interview with Mike Tyson, would you, as a fan, not a pan, pay to watch Charlo fight?
If I had the means, like that, now that's a
Why?
different conversation. Because entertainment, I don't know if you go out at all, or if you're still paying for kids and all that stuff. But like taking my family to the movies is more than pay per view, a lot more. And then the movies are like, they're made for like little kids. Like I don't have fun at the movies.
Boxing Lounge from England. What did I ask you? What did
You asked me
I
if I
ask?
did.
I
You
can't
asked
even
me
remember now.
after watching that interview, would I pay for a Charlo fight? Would a
Yes.
boxing fan pay for a Charlo fight? And the
No, I
answer
said
is,
you. I said you.
oh, you said boxing fan. Okay, exactly. Me, like, so any fight, like Charlo, anybody. It's very, it's on a whim. Like, for most fight, yeah, I don't know. Most fighters, sure, I don't have a problem with paying, but I don't. Like I said, my entertainment budget
What
is
did you see? What did you see in that interview that would make you want to fight? Well, make you want to watch his fights? What's up, Myron?
well,
The link is in
I'm not
the
on the.
chat, so you could jump in here.
I'm not on the fence
Same
with
thing
pay
with
per
you,
views
Mark.
like you. I'm not on the fence with pay-per-views like a lot of people are. Like my metrics or my motivation for buying a pay-per-view is just whether I feel like watching the fight in that moment. And if it's on
I
pay-per-view, then
got you.
cool, I'll buy it. And if it's not on pay-per-view, then I'll just watch it. Like it's actually just wanting to watch a fight in that moment.
Okay,
I think that's fair.
okay. Well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I hate that. I really don't even like saying that, but just about okay. Just based off the interview, what kind of energy did you see coming off Charlo?
Um, uh, a guy doing damage control.
Oh, did you see? Did you see that he was promoting himself? Did you see that he was
Yeah, but
putting that energy out there that he's one of the best? Or did you just see him? You said that's beautiful. I'm going to use that damage control. That's actually beautiful.
I
I'm going
mean,
to agree
I
with you
didn't
on
see the
that.
whole thing, but yeah, but that's what it seemed like to me. Like, yeah, I don't think that he would like. I think if he had his druthers, he would be in a different kind of fight. But whatever.
If
This is
he
the
had his
fight.
brothers,
Yeah, if he had his preference, his pick of the litter, like if he was in Canelo's position, right? If he could just pick anybody in the sport that he could fight, I don't think he'd be picking Selecki.
okay. Let me ask you a question. I keep hearing about this. I keep hearing about Alvarez in his position. How did he get that position? By turning down fights or by taking fights?
Both.
Break. Okay, without making my ears bleed and going for 15 minutes, break it down. Give me the bullet points of what you're saying in 60 seconds. Go ahead.
I mean, oh my god, dude! Like now you're going
Okay. Oh,
with it.
I'll
It's
give you
okay.
two
Listen, what
minutes.
you accept, what you
I'll give you
what you
two
agree
minutes.
to, and what you reject is how every fighter gets to where they are. They all like before you make a single fight, you probably have like 5 fights that fell through. That's for everybody. It doesn't even matter like what level of fighter you are. Like that's just the nature of the beast. Like if you have a manager that's worth their salt, they have multiple options.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the comment in the chat.
Yeah, that
Go ahead, Smoke.
no, that was it. I was done. Like
No, no, no. My whole point in asking you that is was a simple thing. Did he just walk into boxing and get that position, or did he have to fight and earn it?
everybody who was in their position had to fight and earn it. I don't think anybody's
Thank
earned
you.
their position in boxing.
Now, where Charlo is, where Charlo is compared to where Canella is, did he fight? Did he fight enough to earn a position to be on the same level as Alvarez?
Did he? Oh, I mean, nobody fought to be in the same level as Alvarez. Why there's a level that Alvarez is on that nobody else in boxing is, right?
I would. Let me tell you something. I wish I could shake your hand right now. You don't have to say anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
I wish I could
it is
shake
what it
your
is. But
hand
like I
right
was saying,
now.
the point being is like once you're in that space, what do you do with it? And, like like do you give the people fights that they want to see when they want to see them, or do you do other stuff like now do you do
Okay,
everything?
I'm glad you said that because you opened up a door to something else. What fights do you believe that people want to see Alvarez fight?
Oh, okay. So I think that
And be
people are
careful
fine.
with people.
I think Bivol is a fine fight, but I think more people would like to see the Better Be fight.
Okay.
But I think Bivol is like right behind Better Be,
Now,
right? And then outside of that, I think they want to see like after that Andrade. I think that people would rather see Andrade than Bivol. They'd rather see Better Be than okay. So here's the list: Better Be, Andrade, Bivol, or Charlo, like same kind of thing. I think people will be fine with both of those things.
okay, now Boxing Lounge, you could step in here and give Smoke your opinion. Also, you don't have to be shy.
Mm, I think it's perfectly reasonable what Smoke said.
I didn't hear you clearly.
I said I think it's perfectly reasonable what Smoke has said.
Smoke,
Yeah.
listen to this. I'm agreeing with you today, and you too. For you 2-0. Boxing Lounge said that's perfectly agreeable. What you doing, man? What you doing over there in your house, man? That you so reasonable today, Smoke, huh? Who
Oh,
over there
I
with you,
keep
man?
I keep a wet
Huh?
finger to the boxing wins, like the zeitgeist.
You you you
I'm with it.
you. Oh, I know what today is. Today's Friday.
Is
That's
it?
when. Yes, that's when. That's when the German masseuse comes over. Elga with the mustache and the breasts. That's when she comes over. That's why you so. That's why you so reasonable.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, it's wrestling.
All right. You went around the bushes for that one, and a little bit behind the bushes too. Uh,
Oh
you know.
yeah.
Um, yeah. No. German masseuse. I've never had one actually. Um, hmm. I'm trying to think. Even like Western European. I don't even think I had a Western European
Okay,
massage.
well don't knock it till you try it, baby.
Yeah.
Don't knock it
I
till you
mean,
try it, boy.
I'm
You get
not.
that
I'm just
mustache on the
saying.
back of your neck, boy. Make you feel
No,
away.
listen, I'm gonna leave all that mustache back of the neck action to you. Your homoeroticism is something that comes out every now and again. And if you ever want to just like unburden yourself, it's fine. You don't have to like just let the bones come out of your mouth. Let the whole skeleton out.
We ain't gonna talk about no bones between two grown men. Back to boxing.
Okay, just a second. You talk about mustache and back and necks between two grown men. But okay, that's cool. Like,
Okay, listen to maybe, but listen. I'm a different type of cat than you. Watching that interview, nothing Charlo said excited me. Nothing he said makes me want to ever see him again. Nothing he said makes me want to go need to do any research on him, and nothing he said makes me want to find out about his twin brother. Nothing he said makes me want to pay for a fight. He
well,
was
I
he
mean,
nothing.
we're not the same kind of fan. Like you're trying to still get some game out of it, dude. Like I don't need to be sweet talking to a pay per view. Apparently, you do. You need to be wooed and like wined and dined and mustache on the back of the neck and all that shit. I don't need all that from a grown ass. Like really, I'm a fight fan. I'm not even a fan of any of the fighters like that. I like fights. That's it. If the fight's good enough, and if I'm bored enough, like that, that's what's up.
No, you just like to fight.
I mean, that's a well, yeah. I mean, that's part of the
Yeah.
fight fan thing. But I'm a little old and I'm a little long in the
I,
tooth. I mean, but both of
I,
you guys still seem like you like knock somebody out in the parking lot and all that shit. Like,
no, man, I'm a very subtle guy.
Mm,
yeah, I don't know.
hmm
mm,
I've been subtle.
I try to avoid
I'm
fighting
subtle.
these days.
Say again. What'd you say, Tyler?
I said I try to avoid fighting these days as
Uh-huh.
much as
I
possible.
feel. I just feel like both of you guys have had a physical altercation more recently than I have. That's all. Like, just
I
getting
had a physical altercation with the wall because I had to hold on to it because the room was spinning. But other than that, no, I didn't have a physical altercation with nobody. I mean, I don't know what you're
I
talking
just
about.
said more recently than I have. I'm not talking about your like senior moments and all that shit. Like, dude, like, I mean, I hear you. Like, listen, rest up. I hope you feel better soon. But I'm
Long
just saying,
journey, man.
I feel like that you said something slick to somebody and then they felt some kind of way and you had to like, throw your hoodie off, reveal
Me
that
say
man
something
from.
slick to somebody? Wow, I can't imagine doing that ever.
I'm sure. Maybe the saliva didn't, escape between the gap between your teeth and it hit somebody and they felt some kind of
Oh,
way about
see,
it.
he always goes to my mouth. I don't understand that
Hey
boxing line.
man,
But anyway,
that's what happens in fights. People
Well,
feel like they
this
got
is boxing,
assaulted
Troy.
because some spit came out, and like I can see
okay,
that.
listen. Let me tell you how I feel about boxing today, so I can clear up the air, so you can
My
stop
God,
telling me
dude. Let's say,
I hate this
can I
sport.
tell you how you feel about boxing?
No, 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 no.
Can
You
I tell you how
cannot.
you feel about it,
You
old man?
no. You could be quiet. You could be quiet. And, you could
Not
be
in your
quiet and
Do
listen.
it,
backyard.
Smoke. Do it.
You,
You could be quiet and listen. How I feel about it is that it's lacking a certain passion, and when you lack certain passion, it takes away from the purpose, and that's why most people focus on purse, and we don't get a lot of fights
no,
because
you're just mistaken about what the purpose is.
listen to me, when you take away the purpose of why you really fight, and you should always come in with a certain passion and pride that you know what, you are not better than me, and I'm gonna prove it to you in that ring, and I'm gonna get paid to do it. A lot of these cats nowadays they don't think like that because I don't know one other fighter in boxing that walked away from $100 million. I don't know. I don't know any other. Excuse me. Any other promotional company that tells their fighters not to take the big fights. I don't know any other guy that will go on a large platform like
Are
Mike
we talking about
Tyson's
boxing still? Or
and
are you
not.
now like back to
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
wild
I'm back to
UFC?
Canelo. I'm back to Canelo. I'm in Charlo. I would never go on me as a fighter. Now, if I'm Charlo, I'm not just matching Mike's energy. I'm gonna say, Mike, I'm gonna be just as intense as you, and maybe a level more intense because this is my chance to put myself out there. You in that damn chair every
Get
blasted day,
out of
Mike.
here, bro. You're not like that
You in
ever.
that
Like
chair
what you're
every.
gonna do is talk over Mike. That's
I'm
all
not
gonna
a
happen.
fighter. This is
There's
a
no like
hypothetical
matching
conversation.
energy.
This
Get
is a
out of here.
listen. This is a
Get out of here. Like what
hypothetical
are you supposed to do?
conversation.
Mike
If I
Tyson's
was
like 50
Charlo,
years old. Like you're supposed to be out there like trying
Mike
to
Tyson
outdo
is
Mike
50 plus
Tyson. Like
years old
get
now.
out of here.
No, I'm not. No, okay, you're not hearing me. I'm not trying to be Mike Tyson. I'm
I
trying
said
to match
outdo
his
Mike Tyson.
intensity.
Why? Why?
I'm not trying to be Mike
Why? I
Tyson.
mean, why? I'm saying why. What is the point?
What I'm telling you is this: he comes with a level of intensity, and when he brings it, I'm gonna bring it, and then I'm gonna turn it up a notch and say, Mike,
Yeah,
this is
why?
my chance. This is my chance to put myself out there because you
Yeah, I mean,
sit in
but
that
why
chair
though?
every
I'm just
day.
saying, why are you doing all
You
that?
you sitting. It's called promotion.
Well, you said the
Every
purpose was
time
to get
someone
yourself
puts a
sweat.
mic
Okay,
in,
so
listen
how
to me,
about
as
this?
a fighter,
What if the purpose was
smoke, man. Hold on, just stop. Every time someone puts a mic in front of your face, you promoting yourself. Every
yep.
time you go on a podcast, you promoting yourself. Every
This,
time you go on one of these Facebook groups, these Zooms, you promoting yourself. I don't give a damn if you stop at the local,
but does that mean every time they put a mic
bodega,
in front of your face, you turn into
right?
Bogus George? A
You
Ric Flair,
promote,
like every
yes.
single time?
You turn into Ric
I got
Flair. You
money,
turn into the Rock.
women, and
You turn
limousines.
into the
Like every
Rock.
time, dude.
You turn into
Man, get out of here, bro.
Ric
Get
Flair.
out of here.
Like
How come guys can't just
woo!
be themselves?
You just put it on.
How come guys just can't be
And then at
themselves?
the end of the day, then at the end, Ali used to walk the streets alone and act a fool with a bunch of people. Act a fool
Yeah,
meaning
that's
he
because
play
that's who
around
he
with the
was.
public.
That's because that's who he was.
Right, right.
Everybody's
And
not like that.
everybody has a different thing in them that they do. So you find that thing
Yeah,
in
what's
you
your
that
thing is to be
you
cool and
find that
chill.
thing in you that you do, and you bring that thing out
I
every
mean, like,
time the
how was
lights are
Lennox
on,
Lewis?
baby.
How was
Every time.
Evander Holyfield? Was he out? Oh, was he over the top every single time to put a camera in his face?
Evander listen,
Was never
everybody,
over the top. Not
if
ever. Not
Evander
one day in his life
Holyfield
was he
is an
over the top.
introvert, it doesn't work for everybody. But I
Correct.
tell you what,
There we go.
in the ring, you
Yes.
never had to ask yourself, is this going to be a bad fight? When Holyfield fought, I don't give a damn
Holyfield
who
had
he
a ton of
fought.
bad fights. You watch those John
When
Ruiz
I
fights?
don't, listen. I watched a lot of his fights. I've never, when I heard his name and he was fighting, I got excited. I got excited.
Nah, there was a time when
Yes, I
I got
did.
sad actually. I was like, man, this is done. Like with his
Brandon
fight against Chris
Washington.
Bird, those fights against John Ruiz, the fact that
Oh,
there's a
hold on
bunch
a
of fights,
second.
I was like, why does this guy not hang it up?
Hold on. Smoke,
It's
smoke.
time.
Hold on. Brandon Big Fish Washington. I believe that's you, Brandon Big Fish Washington. You got to step up in here. Yo, please do. Go ahead, Smoke. I'm going to send this link out
I'm
again
just
because I
saying, like
want.
there were times both in Evander's and Roy Jones when I heard that they were fighting and I got
I,
sad.
I well, that is your prerogative, not mine. I've never seen a Holyfield fight that was boring. Never.
See, yeah, okay. All three of those John Ruiz fights was he fighting 3 times, 4 times?
They
I know
weren't
he was
boring. They were
No,
ugly.
3 times.
They weren't boring. They were ugly.
Oh, they were ugly and boring. Listen, they can be both.
And that was
Like, I don't
because of
understand why you
John.
got this false
And,
dichotomy. Like,
and
you can go
you
ugly and
talking about a
boring.
Holyfield? You talking about a Holyfield who was fighting an ugly fighter in his prime, and he was getting knocked down.
Yeah, ugly fighter that can't fight in his prime. John Ruiz was
You
hot garbage, and Holyfield.
Yeah,
Hold on a
Holyfield was an
minute.
old fighter,
John
huh?
Ruiz
Yeah.
was the first guy to beat Valiev.
Hell yeah, there we go.
He was the
He
first
was.
guy to get knocked out at
There
under
he is.
20,
He's the first guy to beat Valuev. There we
and
go.
he was also the
Yeah,
first
and
guy that
that-
David
that-
Two was
that was his
knocked
Yeah,
out
he
in
was
under
Valiev
20
was
seconds.
first.
all that. And he's a guy that
Yeah,
Lennox
yeah,
Lewis
yeah.
ducked.
Did you see
and
that
right-
fight with David David
Listen, we
what's
could
his
go
name?
all through the John
David
Ruiz,
True.
like we could go all the way through his career about all of his career highlights, right? Like Lennox Lewis ducked him and he fought Michael Grant instead. Even though he was had to give up a belt and all that stuff. The point being, but he's also the guy that Roy Jones got a belt off of and got made history on, and a really boring. And
James
really
Toney got a
ugly
belt
fight.
off him.
Say again.
James Toney got a belt off him, and so
Yeah.
did Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, but neither one of those dudes made history doing it. My overall point to you is John Ruiz has never been an exciting fight. In any of the fights you just mentioned, none of them were exciting. In the Valuev fight,
Right. We talking about Holyfield though.
Valuev
We
wasn't
were talking
exciting.
about
When he beat
Holyfield.
Valuev, that wasn't exciting. when James Toney beat him, that wasn't exciting.
Why are
Literally,
you
James Toney
focusing on
has
John
never been an
Ruiz when the
exciting fight.
conversation was Holyfield? You see what
Correct.
he's
And he
doing,
fought, when
right?
he fought Holyfield
Boxing
three
Lounge.
times, and
It's
when he
called
Mm,
fought
yeah, but
deflecting.
when he
It's
fought
called
nah, it's
Holyfield
not.
deflecting.
three times. So
No,
all three of those are
it's
boring too. My point is, John Ruiz has never been an exciting fight, not ever.
What's up, Magic? It's called deflecting.
I'm not
What we were
deflecting.
saying, what I said is I never saw a bad Holyfield fight. Then
Well,
you
you
brought up
missed the
John
three fights
Ruiz,
against
and
John Ruiz.
I said to you they were ugly, but they weren't boring to me. I would
Okay,
watch those
okay,
fights over
all
any
right.
over any Floyd Mayweather fight.
Okay, yeah, that's just again, nobody's knocking you for it, but you feel like the thing that you like is the thing that everybody likes. Meanwhile, it's mostly just what you like.
No,
Like
I feel the thing that I like
most
is
people
the
would.
thing that I like.
Oh, I got you. Most people would prefer watching what name the most boring Mayweather fight you could think of.
There's the
What,
last
what,
fight. It's fight before that. Fight before that. Fight
okay,
before
Berto,
that. Fight
Berto.
before
Okay,
that.
fine, Berto, but fine, Berto.
but
That was a boring fight. Mayweather versus Berto. Most people would rather watch that than any of the John Ruiz Holyfield fights. Any of them.
no, I think his
And
most boring
both of
fight
those things
was.
are just like both of those fights. Both of them are just like hot. Like I don't understand like why we're picking the boring ass fights to watch. It's just saying like
No, no, you picked the boring ass fights to watch. You did.
let's go back to the original thing. Not
Yes, let's go back to Charlo. Let's go back to Charlo on the couch. Let's go
not
back to Charlo
everybody
on the
needs to be
couch.
on 10, right? Like so
Charlo
if
on the
you have
couch.
that kind of personality, cool. You have that personality. If you don't have that personality, you don't need to force it.
Okay, but listen, Charlo was on there. Charlo and them come off like they tough dudes, They thugs. He got a brother. He got his twin brother telling Heard, I'll kill you and your bitch, right? Charlo always. This is Big Charlo now. Was talking big
Okay,
stuff
so
about Jay. Let me finish. He was talking big stuff about Jacobs. Big stuff. Then Jacobs passed
he
by
wasn't talking
himself, and
anything
he no,
about Jacob.
I'm not done. I'm not done. And he's like, oh, I came by at the right time. I
Yep.
came by at the right time. Did you see that big swallow that Charlo took when Jacobs got
Yeah,
up on him?
and
Huh? Huh?
didn't Jacobs like instead of fighting Charlo like leave the division? Isn't that what
No,
happened?
no,
Really?
no,
That's what
no,
happened.
no, 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 because he fought Canelo. He
Correct.
fought Canelo at
Okay. I'm
160.
sorry. I'm sorry. When Jacobs said that, wasn't he fighting at 160?
He was fighting at 160,
Okay,
and
great. And then also,
that's an in-house fight, and
so now
Charlo
where's
didn't
he
make it.
fighting? So now where's he fighting?
Charlo didn't make it. Now, no, no, no. When they were face to face, that was the easy fight to make. Never made it. Why?
Because Daniel Jacobs said, "I am touching M's. I have fights. You get your game up." And then he left the division. You remember what he said to Charlo in that discussion?
I remember the touching M's part.
Yeah,
He
okay,
asked
great.
him for,
Let
but
me explain
first,
to you what
no,
happened.
no,
Let me explain to you what happened. Okay,
no,
this is what
no,
happened.
no, no. That was
Charlo's
not what he
still at
said to him.
160.
He
Charlo's
walked
still at
up on him.
160, and
He walked
Daniel
up on him,
Jacobs
and he
was
said,
fighting.
he walked up on him. This is Jacobs, and said to him, "What are we doing? What are we doing?" That was his very first words to Charlo. What are we doing?
Okay, and
That's
then
what he said.
great. So did he say some more words after that, or was that just the only thing you remember? Because he said
I remember everything. He never said
Oh well,
he
you remember
never said that he
something else,
wouldn't fight him.
right?
He never said he wouldn't fight him.
No, he just
Never
left the
once.
division. He just talked shit and just
So
bounced. That's it. He gave us
so
the first time and then
yeah,
also
yeah,
left
yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah,
time.
but he fought Triple G while he was there. He
Listen,
fought Canelo while he was there. He's supposed to wait for
I'm
Charlo to
from
make
New
up his
York.
mind.
I'm from
He's
the
supposed to
Bay.
sit
We're
around
very
and wait for Charlo. So he was supposed to sit around and wait for Charlo to make up his mind.
sit around
He
and wait.
just
Okay,
fought
cool.
two of
I hear you.
he just
I hear
fought
you.
two of the biggest
I
names.
hear you.
I'm sorry. He just fought two of the biggest names at 160. Now
He
he's
didn't
supposed to
just fight
wait
them.
for this
He didn't
dude?
just fight them. He didn't just fight them. That was before he fought them. But anyway, my point.
No, but I'm saying to you, okay, listen. Okay, Jacobs is gone. What about Laura? That's another in-house fight. Never happened. And the
I'm not
silence
quite
is
sure what
deafening.
you like. Laura did. There's a lot of fights that Laura didn't happen. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say about that. So what? You say that to say what? Okay. Anyway, so
Well, no, 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 no. I was on mute. Hold on a minute. My point with Charlo is he's had opportunities that were right there, easy to make because The
But so
in-house
what,
fights
George?
with
I
him.
mean, so what?
Jacobs was an in-house fight.
I'm not
Laura
sure what
was
you're. Yeah, so
an
what,
in-house
George?
fight,
So
and
what,
for
George?
some reason, all those fights never get made with
Yeah,
him, and then he
so what?
complains.
So
But
what?
then he complains that nobody wants to fight him. But those
That,
fights, the
and
man
so what,
walked up
George?
to your chest.
Yeah,
He
so
walked
what?
up to then you cannot complain that people are ducking you when you're not taking the fights.
Okay, cool. So did Daniel Jacobs send him an offer, or did Daniel Jacobs do what
They're,
singles do?
those
So
are
Daniel
in-house
Jacobs did.
fights.
Okay,
Though,
great. I got you. Daniel
did,
Jacobs.
did
Daniel
he send
Jacobs.
an offer to Jacobs? Did he send an offer to Jacobs?
Okay, so at that
Thank
point,
you.
my point.
Uh
So
huh. You want to
okay,
try
so
that
do you want to
nonsense
talk?
with me?
Do you want to talk, or do you want me to talk? I'm from the Bay, right?
Well,
So
no.
we have.
Honestly,
Okay,
go ahead, smoke.
okay, cool. I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
I'm gonna
I'm
give you
trying to
your
go
2 minutes
ahead.
before I cut you off.
Okay, cool. So listen, I'm from the Bay. We're very close to the water. We get seagulls all the time. They fly over, they shit on things, and they fly away. That's what Daniel Jacobs did at 160 pounds. He showed up to a conversation, popped up a bunch of shit, and then flew away. Like now, if you care about this whole thing about like you care about I guess Charlo's reputation for making fights or what Charlo had to say about getting ducked or whatever the hell, sure, you can go through all these things. I don't care. I literally don't care. Like this dude, if he sits around 160 pounds and only defends one title for his entire career, that's him. I'm not invested in that. If he fights somebody that I'm interested in watching, then I'll watch it. If I have nothing going on and he fights the likes of Montiel or Selecki or whatever the hell, then I watch it while it's at broadcast, or I'll watch it like 2 months later. I'm not that, but like it's not. I'm not bent out of shape because Charlo ain't fighting the guys I want him to fight when I want to fight him, and I'm also don't give a shit that he feels like he's being ducked. I don't. I literally don't care. I couldn't care less. I don't know. It sounds like is that. Am I enough of a Charlo fan for you? you know, Detroit. Is it?
Well,
Are
I
you?
wasn't expecting any to come along, to be honest.
Say again.
I wasn't expecting to hear any Charlo fans tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like Charlo, if Charlo was this big old draw and big old star, like why does his pay-per-view flop? Why is he like back on regular TV? I don't like. I don't think that he has a bunch of fans, and it's part of it could be fights that he didn't make, but part of it is just like the division he's in is thin. Like if he had got the Triple G fight, people might have been a little bit more into his fights, but
Yeah, for sure.
like, or Canelo if he got the Canelo fight or David Benavidez, sure. But I think really what the hit issue is 160 and 168 are thin, and there's not really a lot of guys there that are intriguing matchups, legacy building, not even fan base growing matchups. It is not there.
And Major King,
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Major Kino, the link is in the chat, man. So you can jump up here. I don't even know if he's still in here,
Yeah, like,
but
if as a guy, you know, we're all of a certain age. Like we watched boxing during the Klitschko era, during the Joe Calzaghe era, during the Bernard Hopkins era. Like we understand that these guys can get into the Hall of Fame fighting guys that we don't care about. If that's what Charlo's going to do, like if that's his route to it, like if he's going to Joe Calzaghe at the end of his career when guys are all washed and nobody cares about him, he fights him then.
but here's the point
Okay.
though, Smoke. He didn't have to wait till the end of his career
Yeah, but
because
he
he
doesn't
had
have
the
to fight him now either.
opportunities. He had the opportunities before then. He just never took them.
Yeah,
I
cool.
could
So
I
did
could
Joe
honestly
Calzaghe.
say he had an opportunity
Yeah,
with Jacob.
something could be
He
said
had an
about
opportunity with
Calzaghe, though.
Laura. He definitely had an opportunity with Andres, right? He had an
Yeah.
opportunity with Benavidez. He never took any of them.
Yeah, I mean, who cares about like? Listen, Laura is a pretty good, but Benavidez has done absolutely nothing. Who cares? I'm like, that's not even a legacy fight. There's just like people are into it because they had a back and forth. But whatever.
But
That's not even.
listen, there's no fight on his record right now that is actually bigger than Laura. There's no fighter that he beat on his record that has
J
more.
Rock.
J Rock again. There's no fighter on his record right now that's bigger
I mean,
than
Laura's not
Laura.
bigger than J Rock. Like, I mean, they're
Yeah,
both
yeah, he
about
is
the same.
actually.
They're
He
both about
is.
the same. Like Laura,
No,
listen,
they're
Laura.
not.
I get it. Laura
No, they're
has
not.
a distinction of people say he got robbed against Canelo. Like that's really all. That's it. Like Laura, like for real. Like I'm a Laura fan. But that dude's fights, you want to talk about boring? You remember Lara versus Castano? I remember that doubleheader when it was Luis Ortiz versus Christian Hammer and Lara versus Castano as a head-to-head fight, and everybody shit on that thing afterwards. Everyone talked about it. It was the most
Let me
boring
tell
night
you what.
and all this other stuff.
Hold on, Troy. I
Uh-huh.
just want to address someone in the chat. That's Haplo. When Kawasaki fought Eubank, Eubank was washed up, where he'd been beaten a load of times, and it was I think it was one of the last fights in his career, and it was for a vacant title, and I don't even think it was for the whole title.
Yeah, like
And
bro,
then
like you're gonna try to now tell me that Kazagi didn't fight guys past the like Haplo. Man, get out of here, bro. Get all the way there. Take several steps back and get the entire like exit the like stop it.
Hey, you can't tell
Absolutely.
I'm a
nobody get off my
Kawasaki
page,
fan,
brother.
though.
Like
Okay.
that dude fought
Hmm.
Jeff Left Hook Lacey in his prime. That's what his
Yeah,
his like
that
prime
was a
fight.
wicked fight.
Like come on, bro.
That would be a big name for Charlo too.
No, it would no, it would not be a big name. Like, listen, if like just like Ricky Hatton, like you can import a bunch of UK hype jobs, right, and like knock them out, and that's cool. Like that's what we do, right?
That's what
And
Floyd did, isn't it?
yeah, I mean that's what Barrera. I mean, he didn't knock him out, but a lot of people did that, right? Like it's what Andy Ruiz did. All I'm saying is that's one thing, right? And so left hook Lacey was the U.S. version of that. Just that, like the UK hyped up a dude that was muscle bound and couldn't fucking fight for real. And well, anyway, but that's not my point. My point is Charlo is the architect of his own fate. If this is the way he wants to go out, if he wants to fight a bunch of
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right
fight,
there. Stop
then
right there.
I'm not
Stop
done.
right. I know, but I want you to listen. Listen. Stop right there.
Okay, geez,
You said something that was very profound. That's
yeah,
why
but
I
I
said
wasn't done
stop.
on my point. Listen,
But you
that was
just listen to me.
profound.
I'm the pastor and you the deacon.
Oh my
Stop
God, no,
right
you're the parson of
there.
words.
I say stop right there.
Okay, you're the parson
You
of
said,
words.
Smoke, I'm about to give you some praise if you would shut your mouth.
Yeah, I don't
Stop
want your
right
praise.
there.
Don't
Stop
praise.
right there. You said that Charlo is the architect of his own what? Of his own what? Destiny, right? Is that the word that you used?
I don't remember. It sounds right.
But anyway, that's my point, Smoke. He's the architect of his own destiny. No one is holding him back. No one. I'm sick of hearing, oh, he's being held back.
Other fighters not
He's
wanting to fight
being
him,
held.
right? Hold him back.
I just named 4 fighters that wanted to fight him, and nothing came about. They didn't duck
Okay,
him.
great. Okay, so then I
And
guess
2 of them were in-house fighters.
And I
2
guess
of them were in-house fighters, and he never took the fight.
I guess there's more to it than that then.
But in-house, come on,
right?
Smoke. Listen to me. Okay, the first time could be a mistake. The second time, okay, maybe you still didn't get what you were doing. But the third and fourth time, you definitely knew what you were doing and you chose to do it. I'm not buying that.
Listen,
I'm not buying that.
Okay, every single fight has its own circumstances, its own economy, all of that stuff. Like you're just trying to say because it happened 4 times, it's 4 times for the same reason, and they could be 4 totally different reasons. One of those.
And what would those reasons be, Smoke?
Fight, right? Or none of them could have been that reason, right?
I didn't hear what you said, Smoke. I didn't hear what you said. I was catching.
If you have 4 fights that fall through, right? They could fall through all for the same reason, all for 4 different reasons, and one of those reasons could have been that Charlo didn't want to fight, and none of the reasons could have been that Charlo didn't want to fight. All you're saying is it's 4 in-house fights that didn't happen, therefore it's all Charlo's fault.
There's 2 in-house fights that didn't happen, and the other ones were not in-house. You know what? Benavidez, I think, somehow does work with the PBC. So that's 3 in-house fights and 1 outside fight, and the man still couldn't get it done.
Yeah,
nah.
But to be fair, you could actually blame it on Al Heyman why they didn't happen. Even
okay,
so
tell me. So let me ask you a question.
Not the fighter.
Has David Benavidez? What is his record at 160 pounds?
His record is just the same as Charlo's is at 160. There's really nobody on there that's impressive. There's nobody on there that's impressive because that's what you want to ask me.
Oh, okay, so cool. So let me ask you this: who is impressive on David Benavidez's resume?
I just said nobody. Just like it's nobody impressive on Charlo's record.
Okay, good, cool. So, who is as impressive as J-Rock? on
J
David
Rock.
Benavidez' resume?
J Rock was never impressive. He was just a
Who
champion that
is as
Charlo beat.
impressive as J Rock on David Benavidez' resume?
Whatever champion that he beat for the belt. I don't know the champion's name. Whatever
Okay,
champion
right.
that
Okay,
that that you know
okay,
Benavidez beat for the belt
all right,
is
all right.
just as
Yeah,
equal to
that
J
guy.
So
Rock
nobody. So you're
because
just
J
making up
Rock
numbers.
has done. J Rock is not impressive. The fact that he had
Oh,
belts
okay. So
was impressive.
do you know
That's
what J Rock?
that's what
Do you know what J
impressive.
Rock's name is?
J Rock is his name. Yes, from Philly. I know who the hell his name
Okay,
is.
great.
Yes.
So name another guy. Name a guy that David Benavidez fought and where he's from.
I don't know anybody he's fought.
There you
That's
go.
that's the point
That's
I'm
my
trying to
point.
tell you.
Thank you.
That's the
At least
point I'm
I got
trying to tell
Andre
you.
Burrell right.
Just
Like
like
you say
outside
Andre
of J
Burrell.
Rock, I don't
Awkward.
know any. Just like outside of J Rock, I don't know anybody that Charlo
Burrell. Listen,
fought either.
that's what I'm saying to
Thank
you.
you very
Like,
much. I'm
okay,
not here to lie to you to make
I'm
to
not
make
trying.
one side look better than the
I'm
other one.
illustrating the point.
Neither one of them, neither
Okay,
one of them, neither one of them are that far from each other. David
that is my
Benavidez will
there's
listen.
my
David
point.
Benavidez will be on Major Key on Monday. If you want to ask a bunch of questions, we'll come through. We're gonna put you on the timer. You come
Okay,
through and ask him a bunch of questions. All right?
all right.
We'll definitely put your ass on the timer.
My points
We'll,
to you was that David Benavidez is no great shakes in boxing. Like I don't understand like why you guys naming these damn names like it's supposed to be
because there's
legacy building.
nobody else
Like
out.
listen. Let
Okay,
me
name somebody else out there.
can I finish
Name
my
somebody else out
can I,
there.
can I finish my point?
I
My
wish
point
you
is
would.
my point is like Laura. He's a good guy, and it'd be good to have you Laura on your resume. But it's not like all of a sudden if you had Laura on his resume, like oh yeah, now he's going to the hall. Now he's actually fought some. Like come on, man. Or David Benavidez. David Benavidez. So far, his claim to fame is boxing. Is losing his belt to cocaine and cake. Right. That's what he's done in boxing. That's
Is
really
that
his
what
whole
it
thing.
is? Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Yeah,
Are
like
you
in a
sure?
thin division, this
Are
dude
you
has
sure?
managed to do at like what he's
Because he
managed
needs
like
to be
Roy
at
Jones losing his
175.
belt, losing
He
his
needs
belt,
to be
then
at
he's made
175.
earning his belt.
Let me tell you what. Benavidez' legacy is at 175.
168.
His legacy is at 175.
Well, he has zero
He
fights at
fights
175.
he
So
fights at
he's got to
160.
get it started.
He fights at 168 right now, but he needs to get out of there because that's not where he belongs.
No, he needs to no. What he needs to do is stop eating the cake because all that love handles and fleshy thing. That dude is a former fat boy. That is what's happening with David Benavidez. He cannot control his weight. He boxes to stay in shape. But literally, what the issue with that dude is he's not that good. Like, he throws a lot of shots and he hits hard and all that stuff. He's got a ton of heart, but he squares up.
Actually, he's
He's a
very
stubborn.
good.
David Benavidez has
He's
not done a jack shit in the sport. This is literally about marketing a fight. That's all.
He's very damn good at his best.
Oh, you break it up, Troy.
You
Still breaking up.
And I'll be right back. Hold on.
Slightly better. Well, god damn, where'd everybody go?
Hold it down, Tommy. I'll be right back.
Troy having technical issues with his headset. Oh, Troy, your reception's still bad.
Still bad. Oh Lord, here we go.
Oh no, it's back, it's back, it's back, it's back. Keep talking.
Huh?
Keep talking just so I can hear you.
I'm logged off and
No, it's still choppy. Are you walking around or what are you doing?
no, I'm sitting still. I'm not moving actually, and I still sound bad, huh?
No, it was fluctuating there for a while, but you seem to be back. You on
Okay.
Wi-Fi or you on data?
No, I'm on data, but how do I sound now? I sound like I did when I first started.
you're fine now. Might have been a blip.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now, since Smoke took
Hallelujah.
over, yeah, hallelujah. Since Smoke took over and he didn't even realize that I was gone for the first 6 minutes of what he was saying, that because my son came to the door, then I had to go to the bathroom, then I came back, and he didn't even realize I was gone. You all are terrible. But anyway, let me say something to you, Smoke, and to you, Boxing Lounge, and everybody in the chat.
I'm back.
Smoke. You had your 15 minutes of fame. At your 15 minutes, man. But anyway, what I'm saying is a simple thing like this. No man comes into boxing and puts himself in
That's back.
the Can you I wanna make sure for us to speak?
You sound like you're underwater again.
Oh, how about now?
No, the now's good.
Okay,
You're in
now it's good.
violation of technology's bullshit meter. It's like
Okay,
it's so
good. As long as you can hear me. Black and brown, you backstage. You ain't backstage because it's not showing that you backstage, baby. Hold on. Yes, you are. My bad. It wasn't showing you, black and brown. What's
What
up,
up,
black and
fellas?
brown?
I'm just
Yeah,
What up?
you just
I'm
popping
just
in for a minute.
yeah, coming to talk boxing with you guys. What's going on?
Yeah, man. It all started about the interview with Charlo and Mike Tyson. I personally said that Charlo's interview was wimpy, and I would never, ever pay to see a guy like that fight.
hefty,
And you
hefty
know,
stench stack.
Smoke had to give his, he had to give us soliloquies again about everything under the sun instead of answering the question straight. But did you see the interview first of all, Black and Brown?
Yeah, I've seen the interview. Yes.
Now, after watching an interview as a fan of boxing, would you pay to see that wimpy ass man fight?
Yeah, I'll pay to see Charlo fight.
What in that interview would make you want to see that man fight?
Well, for one, I'll watch him for free on Showtime, so I'm not even gonna. His fight's not on pay per view, so we don't got to worry about that. Second, if they put him on pay per view, it's going to be against a big name, so of course I'd watch him fight. But let me say this: the part, and I'm not directing nothing to get the smoke. This is the vibe in the community is that when a criticism for a certain fighter comes out, then that fighter needs to start getting compared to other fighters. Well, the context doesn't match when you compare Charlo to Munguia, Charlo to Benavidez, Charlo to Triple G, or Charlo to Canelo. The context is completely different. Benavidez and Munguia, they're 25 years old. You can't compare a 32-year-old to a 25-year-old. You just can't do it. And then when you compare Charlo to Triple G and Canelo, two fighters with established legacy, the context is all off. It just don't make no damn sense. Now, a fighter that you can compare Charlo to, and I'll have this conversation all day, is Demetrius Andrade. To me, those two fighters are in the same boat. They're already up there in age. They're 32 plus. No big names on their resume. And I don't think when fighters, any fighter catches criticism, I don't think that we should instantly start bringing up other fighters. I think that's ridiculous. Now, if we're gonna,
I didn't bring up any. Okay,
if we're gonna have a conversation about Canelo or about Triple G or about Benavidez, then that's where the conversation should lie. But when Charlo's catching criticism to bring up Munguia and to bring up Benavidez, it just makes no damn sense because
nobody brought up Munguia. Okay, now with me, I understand what you said. Okay,
Troy, I'm not bringing up nothing that people said on your panel. This is just an overall outlook in the community the last few days.
Right, because me personally, as a fan of boxing, when I watched that interview, I didn't see nothing that would inspire me to want to see this guy fight. Nothing. Mike Tyson had to prompt him the whole blasted interview.
Well,
say the names. Say the names.
You still trying to get sweet talk by these fighters. That's why. Like you still need for them to whisper them funds out of your wallet. Like
fights don't happen. Fights don't happen on Mike Tyson's podcast, and that's.
I didn't say they did. I didn't say they did, but that's the largest. Hold on now. Hold on. That's the largest platform for boxing there is at the moment. When you go on there, you're supposed to promote yourself. He did a piss poor job of doing that.
No,
Piss poor.
I hear you, but that doesn't change the fact if he does end up fighting Benavidez, or he does end up fighting Caleb Plant. Nothing he says on Mike Tyson's podcast
Yes, if he does,
if we're
if
gonna
he does, but he
if we're gonna watch the fight or not. You know, like they got
no
to
no
fight and we'll watch it.
no. You know what? Black and Brown, based on his history, he won't fight any of those guys. He had opportunities to fight Jacobs. He had opportunities to fight Laura. He had opportunities to fight Benavidez. He had opportunities to fight Andres, and he never took those opportunities. So nothing in me believes that he'll fight Plant or David Benavidez. Nothing.
So what you're saying is you have zero faith in Jamal Charlo.
I have zero. I got faith in the Almighty. I don't believe in Charlo whatsoever. At all. Zero, zilch, nothing.
I mean, I think what Smoke said a little while ago, he's like an architect of his own resume and his own career. And if this is what he wants to end up with at the end, well, then that's on him. If he wants these $700,000 paydays for fighting low level talent, and that's what he wants to do with his career, well, then that's on him. I mean, and then it's up to us. That's how we rate him. I just don't like when we end up rating him on what he gives us. Then some boxing fans want to bring up Canelo and Benavidez and Dimitri Bivol. Like, we're not talking about all them dudes. We're talking about Charlo.
I'm talking about him. But let me shout out this young lady in the chat. Girl behind the mic, thank you for showing up. Appreciate you. Okay, go ahead, Black and Brown.
I think every fighter is responsible for their own resume and their own legacy, like Get the Smoke said. And when fighters like Charlo and Andre, when they don't do it for us, well, then, hey, they're going to catch criticism. That's what it is at the end of the day.
Well, I think Andres, if he was on that podcast, would be a whole lot more fired up, and he would be promoting himself.
Yeah, but
no one would have to prompt him.
At the end of the day, the resume is the same. They can say whatever the hell they want, but the resume stays the same.
And you know why the resume is the same? Because Charlo never took the fight. It wasn't that Andres didn't take the fight. Charlo never took the fight. Come on. I named 4 fighters he could have fought. 3 of them were in-house fighters, Black and Brown, and he never took any of those fights.
I agree with you. I don't.
And listen, and Andre is also a dude that's talked about how he doesn't need Charlo, right? He's also a dude that turned down fight. He's also a guy
because he was pissed after a while, Smokey.
I'm just saying, like, right? So because I agree exactly what Black and Brown is saying. Like, first off, I gotta agree with him agreeing with me, right? But I also agree with his overall point about.
Nobody agrees with this, man.
Okay, whatever. This is you need to be contrary to what I have going on always. That
the
whatever.
Part I
that's
don't
on
agree
you.
with. The part I don't agree with is like some type of boycotting his fight. I don't agree with boycotting any.
Who said that?
No. I'm not saying you did. You just say you don't want to watch him, and that's basically almost like boycotting.
No, I said I won't watch him.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing.
He said you said you won't pay. I think
he said he won't pay for him. He's not excited by him.
I don't like the Selecki fight, but I guarantee you I'm going to watch it. I didn't like the Montiel fight, but I guarantee you I watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like was that Mike Hogan? Like, I didn't watch it on the night, but I watched the fight. Like, it took me a couple weeks. Well, I waited till I was ready. I felt I didn't have shit to do. Throw on the fight. Like, I'm a boxer. Like, listen, dude. Like, at the end of the day, most of these guys' fights I'm gonna watch at some point. I don't care if it's Ioka. I don't care if it's like some minimum weight dude that I don't even know, can't remember the name of, whatever the fuck. Right? I'm gonna watch the damn fights. But some fights I look forward to, and other fights I watch if they're on. Like that's it. I'm not looking forward to the Selecki fight, but I'll check it out. I wasn't looking forward to the Montiel fight, but I watched that one on the night. It was like a slow Saturday night, whatever. I didn't watch Mike Hogan on the night, right?
Dennis Hogan.
Oh, there you go, Dennis Hogan. There, thank you. Like that, dude. Come on, man. Like it's been 40 plus years for me in this sport, like watching boxing. These guys today, I'm not gonna waste what's left of my brain cells on trying to remember who Andre got his 160 belt from. Like, right? I know the guy's first name is Walter, but how you pronounce his last name? Fuck no, dude. I'm not gonna I'm not doing that shit. Like, somebody like, where's the kids who they're new to the sport, they love all the names, they chronicle every punch. Let them fucking know all the names of these guys and all that stuff. I've done my time doing that shit. Like, for me, I don't need for these guys to excite. Like, there's nothing. Everybody's running game. I don't care if you fight the fighters that I want to see you fight when I want to see you fight them. You're still running game. You're doing that. Mostly you're doing that because you're in a position to do. You have to. Like you were talking, like something that Troy was saying earlier is about these guys don't have purpose. They're just looking for a purse. I think you've got it mixed up. The purse is the purpose. And if you understand that the purse is the purpose, then you just free yourself up for from a whole lot of like bitterness and like vitriol about how these guys are moving and all that shit.
Yeah, but we're here on YouTube and we have these, these debates and conversations. So this is where, boxing, this is the heartbeat of the boxing fan here on YouTube. So you're going to hear criticism. That's just what it is.
And you know what? And I feel like that's what fuels the sport. Like, you have to be emotionally invested in this thing. It's just like, where is your emotional investment? For me, I get excited when I see good fights. Other than that, like I've
Did you say you get excited when you see good tights?
Fights, dude. Fights.
Okay, I'm just checking. Just checking.
Get the cocks out your ear. Anyway, listen, all I'm saying to you is, as a person who has, operated businesses, who's done live events, who's made money in TV, like, there's certain aspects about boxing beyond the fights that I get interested in. I have a degree in media, right? So I get interested in the way that in the processes that maybe other people don't get in, they're not excited by. Other people are excited by the beefs and the call outs and all that other shit. And that's cool. That's what they're interested in. I'm not hating on it. That's just not where my particular juices flow. I like the sports, I like the business, and I like the fights. So, like, some people hate the business, they don't want to talk about it. I actually enjoy that part.
You know what I enjoy? I enjoy fights. I enjoy good fights. I enjoy good, sensible conversation. And at the end of the day, me personally, just as a fan, like I said, back to what I said, he showed me nothing to really keep my interest. He showed me absolutely nothing that I want to support him if I didn't know who he was. You could have put anybody else in that chair, and if they came off the same way and I didn't know who that was, I I don't want to look them up. I don't want to research them. I don't want to find out about their career. I just want the show to end at that point.
So it sounds like you need to be Bundini Brown. Go find yourself a boxer that you can hype up, and then only worry about him. And instead of like looking for the next Muhammad Ali, why don't you just be the next Bundini Brown?
I'm not looking for the next Ali. I'm simply looking for fighters that are passionate enough to do the job that they trained for and love and to do what they come to do. I'm not asking for nobody to be rock'em sock'em robots. I'm not asking for nobody to have kill each other in the ring. I'm asking you to say, well, look, this man says he better than me. I'm gonna prove to him that he's not better than me, and I'm gonna beat him. Either I'll box him, either we got to fight every now and then, but I'm gonna beat him. When you watch fights like, okay, I'll give you one. Donaire against the Axeman, Nicholas Walters. That was a
Gee,
good fight. That was a good damn fight. But you knew somewhere along the line that Nicholas, because of his size, could probably overtake him. But Donaire didn't care.
how about we go something to
Don't
this decade, right? Like,
Donaire.
if you watched,
That wasn't that long ago.
okay, great, but it was way longer ago than Donaire versus Monster, right? Are you gonna
I
say
don't
that
know
those
any.
two
I
guys?
don't know any fights that really piqued my interest in
Okay,
21,
okay.
2019 or any of that. So why don't you school me on
Let me
that,
ask you a
Smoke?
question. Do you feel like Canelo Alvarez is focused and passionate about the sport?
Yes,
Okay, how
he
about
moved.
Alexander Usyk?
Yes,
How about Alexander Usyk?
Usyk, Usyk. No, I don't. I don't. No, no. No,
The
I
guy who
mean,
just beat
he's
AJ.
passionate. He's passionate in his own way. He's passionate in his own way, but he's not my cup of tea
Okay,
because
what
I know
about
what he's doing.
what about Terrence Crawford? You think he's passionate?
He's very good at what he does. Yeah, I
Okay,
I, I enjoy watching
all
him.
right, cool.
Yeah,
So yeah, what about Monster? You think Monster's passionate?
Monster.
Yeah, Noe Inoue.
Honestly, I've heard about him, but I've never seen him fight, so I can't make an honest
All right,
comment
what about
about
Errol
him.
Spence Jr.? You feel like he's passionate?
Elvis? Who?
Errol Spence Jr. ESJ.
Oh, Errol Spence Jr. I appreciate his talents, man, but how he moves and he's just, I don't want to see you guys versus Spence. I want to see Spence versus Crawford. So how he
Okay,
moves irritates me.
do you think Ugas is dedicated? Do you think Ugas is dedicated and passionate about boxing?
Yes, I think Ugas is. Ugas is that cornerstone that people keep forgetting about.
Okay,
Yes,
so all right, Lomachenko. Do you feel like he's dedicated and passionate?
Chenko. Yeah, he is. He is. I
Okay,
mean,
so how
yeah,
about
he
Josh
is.
Taylor? How about Josh Taylor? Do you think he's
Not based off his last fight, no.
okay? Cool.
But yeah, yeah,
How
yes,
about
yes, yes,
Chocolatito?
he is.
All right,
Who?
how about Chocolatito?
Oh, yeah, he's gonna. Chocolatito's gonna go out on his Chocolatito's. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, right. Okay, so right. So I'm gonna assume that you don't know Ioka. A lot of people don't know him. If you not like, you know, if
I've heard the
you're not
name.
up
I just
on
never
if
seen
you're
him
not up
fight.
on Monster, you're probably not up on Ioka, right? So
I've heard his name. I've never seen him fight, so I
yeah,
can't
I
give you
got
an
it. Yeah,
opinion.
there's Japanese. They fight at like 4 o'clock in the morning and
Which
shit.
one of them fought?
So,
Which one of them beat Donaire?
Monster.
Okay, okay, I know who he is. He almost lost to Donaire too,
I mean, he's beating the
right?
entire shit out of Donaire, and then Donaire kind of came back, and then he, I don't know, whatever. It was a semi-competitive, pretty
What's your
exciting.
point, man?
My
What's
point
your point?
is, you said that nobody has purpose or is dedicated to their sport, and you just
I didn't
rattled
say
off like
anything like
10
that. I didn't
guys.
say anything like that. But go ahead.
Okay,
I didn't say anything
no, you
like
said
that.
it. You literally said that word for
Objection,
word.
Your Honor.
Huh? I didn't say that. I did not say that. I said that they're lacking. I never said that. That's what I said. I used the word lacking.
Okay, so okay, so you just named 10 people that you didn't feel
No,
like
you
you lacked
just
them.
named
Well,
ten
a couple
people.
of them you didn't know, right?
What's your point, Smoke? Because
My
you
point
going on this
is,
long
bro,
soliloquy,
my
man.
point is,
What's your
okay, you want
point?
to know what my real point is? Stop shitting all
Yeah,
over boxing
please.
just because you're a disgruntled old man. You sound like a bitter
I
old, like
smoke.
a dude that don't
I don't
like,
hate
for real,
boxing.
dude, like
I don't hate
for real, what
boxing.
it is.
What
Okay,
I
you want me to
hate,
tell? I'll break it down
what
for
I
you.
hate is people
You
giving me
felt
my
like I'm
opinion
being too
about me.
esoteric. I'm being
What
too
I hate is
abstract.
people giving
I'll
me
be
my
very
opinion
direct.
about me. That's what I hate.
Okay, you want
That's what I
cool,
hate. Watch that. That's what I hate. I hate people giving me my opinion about me. You can take
no, I'm
yourself
giving
off
you
mute.
no. You asked
Well,
me
well,
what
that
my
comes
point
with the
was. My
territory of
point,
being opinionated, doesn't it, Troy?
Huh?
That comes with the territory of being opinionated yourself,
Uh-huh.
doesn't it?
yeah, you want to be an opinion. You want to
Yes.
have an opinion on everybody else, but you don't want to hear other people's opinion about your opinion about other things. Like whatever, dude.
I don't want
My
to hear anybody's opinion about trying to tell me how I am. So that
okay,
because it's not
great.
an opinion
I'm sure
because
everybody wants to hear your opinion.
I'm not the subject here. I'm not the
Okay,
subject here.
my
You have
well,
anything you want to add to this, Black and Brown?
go ahead.
Huh? Black and Brown, you have anything you want to add to this
You know,
or
just
take
gonna get my
away?
man fired at work now.
No, I mean, I'm good. I'm just sitting here listening to you guys.
Okay, hey, I just want to include you in the conversation because
Thank you for
I'm
that.
not a part of the conversation.
I will
He
say
always
this.
makes
I think
uh-huh.
I think the recent criticism of Charlo is valid, though. I will say that.
I'm saying that. Listen, I'm not
Yeah.
sure that he's had
Yeah.
the only criticism that I think may be out of bounds is this whole Eddie Hearn was trying to make that Andre fight for $7 million. I think that was a bunch of bullshit, right? But
You
outside of
can't
that,
prove it though, can you?
I mean, prove what? Proof is a subjective determination.
Good
There's
gracious
evidence,
almighty.
right?
Here we go.
Like I don't understand. Like dude, you go around going, well, they will prove it. How about the fact that like when Eddie Hearn was just trying to show his proof, he had his thumb all over the damn email. It would have said, which would have proved it. Like anyway, I'm not about a bunch of bullshit. Like if the guy who says I did it and then shows his proof and his proof is fugazi, I'm going to go with that's not really proven. Right. So
Okay, let me
to
ask you a
me,
quick question there, Smoke, catch your breath. Let me ask you a quick question.
yeah.
Does Charlo have a history of taking the so-called big fights? Like a Jacob fight would have been a big fight for
What do you
him.
mean
Laurel
taking?
fight.
Like
I'm not done,
offer?
Smoke. I'm not done, Smoke. Laurel fight would have been a big for him at that
Did
time in his
he
career.
get a lower offer?
Hey, David Benavidez fight
Did he
would have
get a
been
David
big for
Benavidez
him,
offer?
I
right?
got a name.
That
I got
David
a name.
Benavidez,
Did he get a
I
David
would have
Benavidez
been
offer?
I would
right?
have been happy with Chris Eubanks, and Chris
Did he get
Eubanks
a
was
Chris
there.
Eubank offer?
Right.
No, but he went to the PBC and he was there for a
I
a period
understand
of
all of
time.
that. I understand.
Does he have a history of
And then
taking
the
those
fight
fights?
never happened.
Well,
Smoke.
when you say taking the big fight, that's as if somebody offered him the big fight. You have to offer it first.
Yes, because why would somebody say that they offered him $7 million if they didn't? Nobody wants to be branded a liar in this
I'll
business.
tell you why. I'll tell you why. In order to promote a guy, right? In order to attach your like if you're Andrade, right, who has it
And I have a better question for you, Smoke.
Okay,
Smoke. Listen.
Can I say
Okay.
something real quick before you go?
Go
If
ahead. Go ahead.
Eddie Hearn is lying about the contract he sent, well, then PBC could be lying about the contract they sent. I mean, when are we going to draw the line and say, well, this is real and this is fake? If it's all fake, then it's all fake.
I'll tell you,
Right.
it's real easy, Black and Brown.
Lisa
because
Bales,
Eddie
big
Hearn-
up yourself.
because Eddie
Big up
Hearn
yourself,
said
Lisa.
Eddie Hearn said he's going to show his proof, and then when he came out with his proof, his thumb was over the fucking part that was the proof. That's what made me think he's full of shit.
Why is it that someone always have to send a contract to them? Why are they
Nobody,
always?
bro, who says
Why
you
don't
gotta
they?
send it
Why don't they make the offers? Why don't
Okay.
PBC make any offers?
because PBC is not interested in them taking a fight. But if you're saying that does he take the fight, that means somebody offered him the fight, right? So it's just your thing. It's the way that you are phrasing this whole fucking thing. If you're saying does he have a history of being in big fights, then I can rock with you. But your phrasing was does he have a history of taking the fight? As if
You have to
he's being
take the
offered these
fight to
fights and
actually
then not
be in it,
taking
Smoke. So I can't say to be in a
Yeah,
big
I got
fight
it. But-
because you
but
jump in the
but
gun.
The way that you're talking
jump
about
in the
it,
gun.
it makes it seem as though people are offering these fights and he's not taking the offers.
I might fall off again, y'all.
No, okay. Well, it's all right.
No. Go ahead, Smoke. I can hear you. I'm glad you stopped to catch your breath. Boxing Lounge, you can jump in here too, because Smoke is not going to stop unless I put his ass on
he
mute.
needs for me to stop too. Like Troy really needs for me to stop.
No,
Salute to Lisa Bales. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep. No, that's okay. But I'm saying to you like this: he has no history of taking these fights. He does have a history of people getting in his face and offering him. He does have a history of Jacobs getting in his face. He does have a history of Benavidez saying yes, I'll take the fight. He has a history of Laura saying, yeah, I'll take the fight. He has a history of for a damn fight. And what happens?
I don't know. He has a history of saying I'll fight Triple G and Triple G not fighting him. He has a history of saying I'll fight Canelo and Canelo.
So you fight the next man up.
He has a history of saying
You fight the next. Triple G ain't fighting nobody, is he? And there you go. There goes the deflection. There goes the deflection.
Really
Thank you.
Weird. No, it's actually.
There goes the deflection.
Actually, you
Triple G's name never came out my mouth on purpose because he's not there to fight anybody.
Right. If you want to talk about guys saying that they'll fight guys, if that's the conversation we're having, then there's a lot of guys saying that they'll fight guys and fights not materializing. I don't understand like why in certain circumstances you want to pick on.
Okay.
Hey, this guy said
okay. In his own words, when he was on Mike Tyson, in his own words when he was on Mike Tyson, he said you just can't walk up on us because that'll start a fight with me and my brother. Jacobs walked up on you by himself. He ain't starting no fight. He could have easily went to Al and said, make that fight. And that would have been easily done because both of them are in-house. Same thing with Laura.
Jared Hurd as well.
Okay, so
yes. Jared Hurd as well.
Not in-house.
Jared Hurd as well.
Not in-house.
Yes, he is because he's his advisor and Eddie's his manager or something. So that would have been an easy fight to make.
No, they wrong.
That would have been an easy fight to make. It doesn't matter. It would have been an easy fight to make. It would have been an easy fight to make.
If you keep saying it's all easy and easy, as if Daniel Jacobs, if it's so.
What's stopping the fight from happening though? You know what makes it hard to make? What makes it hard to make, Smoke?
Okay, I'll tell you what makes it fights hard to make. First off,
3 other commitments.
Options. That's the first thing is options. That's the biggest thing that makes fights hard to make. If you can fight somebody else, then it's very hard to get this fight that you're talking about getting.
But it was no bigger fight for him to fight. So what was his other option?
So let me just do this one little like matrix thing, right? So the go between for a fighter, for mainstream media, for a sanctioning body, and for television is a promoter, right? All these fighters, they have a promoter.
We don't need a marketing and advertising lesson. We just need to answer the fight. Who was the bigger name for him?
You're asking me a question. You're asking me a question as if great. He knocked himself off. Excellent. Let me answer your question uninterrupted. So a promoter is the go-between between.
No. I said name. You back on your marketing and
why fights don't happen.
No, I didn't. I said give me at the time when Jacob stepped up in his chest, Who was the bigger name that he could have fought? That was bigger than Jacobs for Charlo. Thank you.
Okay,
That is what I said.
okay. So Jacobs is the one who had the options. Jacob was the one that was trying to fight Canelo and all this other shit. Jacobs wasn't the. Jacobs talked a bunch of shit about
Ladies and
fighting Charlo,
gentlemen,
but then he
what
was
you're
actually trying to fight
witnessing
somebody else.
is a fine art of deflection
No,
by
no.
by
Okay, so the thing
Dante
is, no,
Smokey.
the point is,
That's
what I
that's
said
that's what you're
was,
witnessing, ladies and
okay,
gentlemen.
Troy. I said
Welcome to
options
the
are the
Troy
reason
Graham
why fights.
experience, ladies and gentlemen,
Options are the
where
reason why
smoke
fights don't get
deflects
made.
and just
Options
deflects.
are the reason why fights don't get made. In this scenario, Jacobs had the options, so he wasn't trying to make the fight. He talked a
I
bunch of
said
shit
name.
and then fought somebody else and then left the division.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat and on the panel, does anybody have anything else to say? Because smoke deflected like hell.
I didn't.
Boxing
I didn't.
Lounge, Black
No,
and
you just
Brown.
make
Do
these
you have
weird.
any non-deflecting comments you'd like to make,
Hey,
please?
that's not a deflection. That's a direct, direct.
No.
Charlo versus Jacobs. That's who we're talking about. Jacobs is the guy that I focused on. That's not a deflection.
Hey, Black and Brown. Well, he must be working. Yeah, I was going to talk something else to him, but my point is, if fights are going to get made, they're going to get made. Period. But you can't sit there and complain and say that people are ducking you. Name the people who are ducking you. Ortiz, people ducking me. Name the people who are ducking you. Never named anybody. Charlos, name the people that are ducking you. Canelo, ducking you for what? Okay. I'm so sick of hearing the word duck. And then when you ask them, name the people that's ducking you, well, they know who they are.
Gillian
Yeah,
White,
but but
Anthony
we don't know who
Joshua.
they are.
Everybody knows who ducked Luis Ortiz.
We don't know who they are.
Yeah, we know who they are, and he also
At
said
the
who they are.
as
You can pull up
fans,
articles about him saying it. Like, what are you
as
talking
fans, we're not dumb.
about?
And
Okay,
look, y'all. The link is in the chat. If anybody wants to jump into the madhouse,
listen.
look,
Yeah, but
as
hold on.
fans.
To be fair,
Uh huh.
Smoke. AJ did try to fight him again.
Oh yeah, and not only that, the manager had egg on his face, and he had to take back the whole AJ's ducking thing. They had, but we know that it's not like there's no names attached to it. There's entire storylines based on it.
Yeah, I mean Eddie Hearn, he signed Ortiz, but then Ortiz apparently looked mediocre in his next fight, and then he got messed around. I can't really remember the rest of the details though.
Yeah, it's not like they just said ducking, and then there's no names. Like, yeah, there was names, and at a certain point, Luis Ortiz had an argument with AJ, and then an offer came. And to be fair, at that point they wasn't calling him a duck. They just said that the offer was low ball, and then it turns out that they didn't feel like it was low ball. So yeah, like AJ actually sent an offer.
Which negotiation are you talking about? The first time or the second time?
The second time. No, the first time was when Luis Ortiz was
going
the
back a few
mandatory.
years.
It was like 2016 when he was in mandatory or something, right?
Yeah.
And then
Okay, there goes the interview by. I'm sorry. There goes the comment by King KO. These Charlo sexuals capping heavy today. That, my dear Smoke, would be you. But anyway.
Charlo's sexual now. Okay, cool. Whatever, dude.
Yes, and you ride side, and you win,
okay,
yes,
whatever.
yes,
I don't give a
yes,
damn about
yes.
Charlo like that. All I'm telling you is like if it was any fighter, I'd say this. When it was Jaime Munguia, right? When everyone was
Charlo
like,
moved on, get it
right.
over
So
with, fight the fight as you can. I agree.
Right.
Nobody ducked Ortiz. I agree.
Okay, cool.
Which Ortiz is crying and he hasn't fought a lot of people. I agree.
I get you, you can agree all you want, but yeah. What if you look at what duck means? This is what it means to me. What duck means is when you take. I'm not even going.
It means to duck. It means to duck. That's what it means.
I get it. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of. What does to duck mean though? Right? Like anyway, I'm not even going to try to define this term. All I'm saying to you is when Oscar De La Hoya pulled Munguia from this fight, talking about the zone contracts and all this stuff. I'm the first person to say, what else do you expect Oscar to do? He's got nobody there. Like, I look for business. I understand the business of boxing, and I talk about it, right? Like you guys talk about being interested in a fighter and his manhood, and he talks shit and
This is what I
all this shit. Well,
understand.
I don't give a damn
As a
about all
fan
that
of
business. At the
boxing,
same-
I've never once gave a damn about the business of boxing
Correct.
or
That's
pay per
all this
view
problem.
numbers.
That's all the time. Bro.
I care
All the
about
time.
what I see in that ring, that talent I
Yeah.
see in the ring,
No,
because
you
I can
also
break
care
it
about
down
what they say about each
and
other
it makes
outside the ring,
sense to me.
and
And it
you also
makes
care
sense
about
to
what
me.
you also care about what they say outside the ring.
Sometimes I do because some of it's
All the time you do.
entertaining.
This
Sometimes I
entire
do
3,
because some of
okay.
it's entertaining and some of it's
You,
not sometimes.
well, you're literally just saying that like you're not gonna buy fights because the guy didn't excite you in a Mike Tyson interview.
I said I'm not buying his fights because he did nothing to excite me. Exactly. That's
Yeah,
what I
right.
said.
And in Mike Tyson interview, correct.
That's what I
And in Mike
said.
Tyson interview,
Right.
that has nothing to do with his in ring, what's going on in the
He
ring.
didn't promote himself to
So
the point
Charlo did
where
nothing to arouse you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
he did nothing
Excite
to
him, arouse him, all this
he
weird
did
like
nothing for
mustache on
me
the
to
back
put
of his
my
head.
hand in my
Like,
pocket. He did nothing. He did
Don't
nothing
go
to
there,
make me
Troy.
believe that I would get.
We're about to
He
splooge
did
all over the
nothing to make
place.
me believe that I would get my money's worth by watching him.
Yeah, like yeah.
Just like just like most fans will tell you when it comes to Floyd Mayweather, they didn't get their money's worth by watching him fight. No, they didn't. There was no
Okay,
excitement. There was
listen,
no
Depends
I
on the
don't.
fight.
intrigue. There was
This
no
is your
drama.
narrative.
They
No,
didn't get their
no, the
money's
Gatti,
worth.
some of his fights were cracking. The Gatti fight, except for the dirty
That fight
tactics.
wasn't cracking. That was a
I
one-sided
mean,
fight.
listen,
The
It was a
combination that
one-sided
he was
fight.
throwing on Gatti was
It was
I
a
don't know. I don't know what
one-sided
Floyd's problem
fight.
is. Those
yeah,
fights were
but the
beautiful
just
to me.
So I don't know
skill
how
that
that's
he
cracking
showed in
to
that fight.
anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it was a one-sided fight. So how is it exciting?
because he was beating.
Because
the guy
when
was
you
beating
watch
the
it in the
shit out of him.
replay,
They
you get an
don't have to be.
appreciation for the punch selection.
Do you
Punch
think the
selection
only
was
way to be
amazing.
Yeah, but
exciting is if it's competitive?
that's not exciting to me watching
Okay.
a one-sided fight.
Well, that's
Yeah,
exciting
but
to
that's
you.
a
That's not
subjective
what
term,
excitement
isn't it?
is. That's just not what's exciting to you. Apparently, you get
No,
excited
because
if
there's no
somebody like has a
competition
great
there.
interview with Mike Tyson. Like,
There's no competition. Where's the competition? You fighting a one-sided fight.
Maidana
Where's the
fights. Then
competition?
what about those fights? The Maidana fights.
Maidana.
forget. Now,
That fight
listen.
was interesting, but it wasn't great. It was
Okay,
interesting.
listen.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all those fights. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the
After
Marquez
two.
Of
fight.
course you
I
do.
enjoyed the
Of
Pacquiao
course you do
fight.
because you're
I
a broke
enjoyed,
back Floyd fan.
I
Of
enjoyed
course
the
you
Cotto
do.
fight.
Oh,
I enjoyed the Oscar De La Hoya fight.
Kodo fight.
I
Now that was
enjoyed
a
the
good
Canelo
fight.
fight.
That was a
I
damn good
I
fight.
enjoyed the hell
yeah,
out of
that
Ricky
was.
Hatton fight. That Ricky Hatton fight, I loved every second of. Like that is to me one of the
Ricky
most
Hatton's the one that sold that fight.
ever.
Ricky Hatton sold that fight by himself.
I love the Vicky
Ricky
Nah,
Hatton
that's
sold
not
that fight by himself.
Okay, great. You're talking about selling the fight. I'm talking about what happened in the ring. Again, you're
Pacquiao
on some
fight
other shit.
was
You say that you're all about that action, but
Let's
really
not go
what you're
there.
all about is that drama. What you're all about is the soap opera. But that's cool.
What I'm about
The
is
soap opera's there.
watching
The
something
soap opera's
brilliant,
there. Like whatever.
brutal, and beautiful.
No,
That's what I'm about.
No,
I'm about watching
And you like a
something
big build
brilliant,
up like a lot of
Who
Bordelais.
beautiful, and brutal.
Okay.
Sugar Ray
anyway,
Leonard versus
okay,
Hearns.
all
The
right,
first
so-
one was brilliant,
Okay.
beautiful, and brutal.
Okay.
That's what
so
I like
Ricky
to
Hatton
see.
got his head ran
Okay?
into a turnbuckle, right? So that
That's
dude
what
got
I like
knocked
to
out
see.
every single way you can get
Chavez
knocked out.
versus Meldrick
The
Taylor,
turn-
brilliant,
He
beautiful,
wasn't gonna
and
make the fight.
brutal.
Great.
That's
So-
what I want to
so
see.
Ricky
You
Hatton
understand
wasn't
me?
gonna make the 10 count.
Okay?
The ref had to wave it off, and the towel came out.
Yeah.
Like that was brutal. Like Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz got handled. You know, not only that. So, Arturo Gotti, that was brutal. What he did to him?
No, it wasn't.
that
It was just a
brutal.
one-sided fight. It was
No,
nothing
that was more
interesting
than
about
one-sided
that.
No, it
fight.
was
That was
Because he was moving
I
up.
watched
in
the
the ring.
entire fight. It was one-sided.
Okay.
That was his first fight moving up, wasn't it?
I'm saying his corner thought it was brutal. His corner was
It was
like-
only brutal
his
to
corner's
that
like-
fighter,
Come on,
but
bro.
it's-
Who's the guy that
but it's
fought
a
Sweet Pea?
three-part
Who was
thing,
it?
Smoke.
Who was it?
It's brilliance, it's beauty, and it's brutal.
Yeah,
When-
exactly.
when-
It's all of those. It's all three,
when-
and it's all three of the above. too.
Yeah, it wasn't all three because there was no
Yeah.
brilliance and there was simply a
Oh,
one-sided
it's
fight.
brilliant. It was brilliant in it.
It was boring.
It
was a one-sided fight.
I'm not saying that you don't have the right.
Yes,
to be
I
bored.
was.
Great.
It was a
be bored.
one-sided
Be
fight.
bored. You might like the Quadras versus Estrada fight. That was a lot. Like that wasn't one-sided. It was a lot of brutality and all that stuff. But you don't watch fights like that, so you miss out on shit. But
No.
since I
You can't
watch
tell
all-
me what I do. You can't tell me what I do.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. No. Let me ask you a question. I've been watching fights since I was 15 years old.
Okay.
Why in the hell do I need to watch fights that don't interest me now?
I'm telling
If
you,
a fight
this
doesn't
would
interest me,
interest you.
why am I watching them?
Okay,
If they don't interest me, why am I watching them?
I'm telling you, the Quadras Estrada fight would interest you. You should go check it out.
I don't even know who the hell they are.
I
You,
understand
you,
that. I understand
you
all
talking
that.
about the
But you
two
still,
boys that
but if
just
you're
fought
into
in
the fights,
England?
it won't matter. If you're into the fights, it
Are you
won't
talking about
matter,
the
will
two
it?
boys that just fought in England?
No, Estrada was the last guy that beat Chocolatito, and Quadras was whatever. It don't matter. Who they are
No, it
doesn't matter.
doesn't.
Oh, you
It
said you
doesn't
like
matter. It
fights.
matters to me.
Okay, you just said you like the fights. So if you like the fights, this is a good fight. Jukumbaya
Mm,
versus Matias. If you like fights, if you want some exciting and brutality and all that shit, go watch these
Beauty,
fights. If you don't watch
brilliance, and brutality. That's what I said. The three B's.
great. There's not a lot of brilliance in the Matias Jukumbaya fight, but there is a lot of brutality. And it is parody, right? So both guys are giving it to each other, and guys had to take it.
One man's brilliance is something else. Trust me.
I understand all that. I understand. I'm just saying that there was not really a lot of brilliance in that fight, but there was a lot of brutality in it.
Like Mike Tyson was brilliant. People didn't pay
Maybe,
attention to it,
whatever.
but his subtlety in the ring was brilliant. Like how he took out Frank Bruno with a hook to the body, then uppercut, and he watched him too.
But Floyd
Brilliant. That was
Mayweather knew
brilliant.
nothing
What,
about
the
being
second
brilliant in a
fight?
fight.
Floyd Mayweather is a very great fighter, but he just doesn't. He's not my cup of tea. Just like Calzaghe's not my cup of tea. It's just not what Usyk, not my cup of tea.
What about Hopkins? What are you feelings on Hopkins?
Hopkins, I could point out a couple of fights that I liked of his. Yes, the fight with Trinidad, I really appreciated that
Yeah,
fight. He had a couple other fights too. I wish I could name. Oh, the
Tarver.
fight with Pavlik. That was
Yeah.
beautiful. That was beautiful. See, I could call those out. The fights when he moved up to 175, when he
Hmm.
fought the Asian gentleman who trained himself. He schooled him.
Oh, the
He schooled
Japanese
him.
guy, was it?
Yeah, and then he fought Pascal. Those fights were good to me. They were
Wait, you
very
thought
damn good
Hopkins
fights.
Pascal was not a boring fight? Really?
No, it
That's
was
what you say
not. What's
about
wrong with
Mayweather,
you?
but now you're gonna bring out Hopkins versus Pascal. Okay.
Well, it was a
No,
one-sided fight though, probably, wasn't it?
it was not one. No, that fight ended in a draw. It was not a one-sided fight.
No, no, I was talking
It
about the
was
Pavlik
not a
fight.
one-sided fight. Then the rematch, he got knocked down, and he had to struggle. You had to fight him to get back. I don't know
He
what
got
fight y'all were
he
watching.
got knocked down twice in the first
Okay.
fight,
Yes,
wasn't
So
it?
you're talking
yeah,
about Bernard throw 9 punches around Hopkins at that point. It was that wasn't a boring fight.
yeah. Smoke.
You're
He
out of
threw
your
nine
damn
punches around
mind,
in
bro.
every fight. He
Whatever.
threw nine
Okay,
punches a
whatever.
fight in every
Fine. If
fight.
that's what you
Okay.
like, that's what you like.
Oscar fight.
No,
The fight
that
with
fight was
Oscar
very
wasn't boring.
easy.
The fight with Oscar wasn't boring.
No, that
Those
okay. So
those
that right
those
there
are
was
good fights
not
for
boring.
me.
I'm with you there.
You
That's
Yeah,
know,
but to be fair,
but
the
what
I'm
wasn't
first round
boring?
against Trinidad was
What
boring
wasn't
because
boring
he
was the
only
end
threw
of it.
like 2 punches. Or was it four
okay. Well,
punches?
that's in a fight. That's not all of his fights. It's just in a fight.
No, that was the Trinidad fight. I think the first round he only threw
Nine.
2 or
Okay, but
4 punches.
they were 12 whole rounds. So you basing the fight on one round?
No, I'm
I'm
Cut
just
it
telling you
out.
that
saying.
there was a point in his career. Like really, it started during the Jermaine
You
Taylor
can't
first
tell
fight.
me anything because I know the man's career.
Okay, so you just said anyway. So if you know his
I
career,
said
then
I
you know
said I like some of his fights. Yes,
no,
that's what I
and you
said.
Yeah,
went
you
and then
did.
you named
Yeah,
them all. And in those
No,
fights, he
I
was
didn't
throwing
name them
9
you named
all.
the
punches a
best ones,
round.
or some of them.
And okay, so in all his fights, he only threw 9 punches around.
Since he fought Jermaine Taylor the first time,
Oh my
yes.
God!
Since Jermaine Taylor the first
You know
fight,
the
that won
beauty of
6
those
Ah,
words is
come
that he
on,
can't
Smoke. It's not
prove.
9 punches
You
around.
know,
You're
he
getting a bit
can't prove
dramatic.
anything he's saying, right?
Yeah, you can,
Okay, you
but
want me to pull up the punch stat? We
punch
can pull up the
stats.
punch stats.
I
It's
want you to
very
pull up the
easy.
punch stats
I
for
know,
all of his
I know you
fights.
want me to,
How
but you
many
want to
fights
pay
did
me
he
to
have
do
in
so.
total?
I don't want you to pay me to do it.
Smoke. How many fights did he have in total?
50,
How
Yeah,
many fights
50.
did he have?
Pull up all
and
50
58,
plus
something like that.
fights.
Okay,
Or
Because you
was it
said he
so
did that
60?
in every fight.
no,
You
I
said
said
he
he did
did it
it.
in every fight.
No,
Pull
I
up
didn't
every
say that.
fight.
So I didn't say
Yes,
that.
you did. You
No,
said
I
it
didn't.
three times.
No, I said he did it since Jermaine Taylor fight, since the
No, you
Jermaine
said
Taylor fight.
no.
Well, he
You,
You
was
you're too
said
busy
40
you
talking, so
and
said
together,
stop
wasn't
hearing.
he?
you said Hopkins, the
Since
guy who
the
threw nine
Jermaine
punches
Taylor
around in
fight.
all his fights.
Since the
That's what you
Jermaine
said.
Taylor fight.
Yeah,
Since he
That's
fought
so
what you
Jermaine
said.
Taylor
from the
the first time. Since he fought Jermaine Taylor the first time, he threw 9 punches a fucking round. Because he was
can't
And
be
he
old.
was
9 punches
winning,
around.
Yeah,
and he
some of them he
won.
won. But the
Are you
point
sure
was
it
not
Yeah.
wasn't
about winning. The point
landed
is about
or
it being
thrown?
exciting.
I tell you what. Why don't you pull up the Kelly Pavlik fight? I'll make it easy for you, and we could do the punch stat on that because
Okay,
you were
Kelly Pavlik
lying.
fight. Okay, cool. Kelly Pavlik.
Yeah, 9 punches around. You were lying through and through.
Kelly Pavlik
That's what I said, isn't it?
versus Bernard
The
Hopkins.
dude is lying through and through.
Punch stats. Punch stats. You do realize that I would have to.
Stop talking and pull up the fight, Punch. I mean,
Okay,
Smoke.
so Hopkins in 12 rounds threw 172 punches. So that's a little. So
But
that's 11
landed.
punches around. Sorry,
It's still low. It's still low though.
that's 11 punches around. It's not 9. It's 11. Oh no, it's like 13. That's 13 rounds. Fine, in fact, 13.
Okay, well, that
This
makes
is
you
turning into an
wrong.
auction.
Is it between? It's
Do I
between.
hear
That makes you
14?
wrong.
Do I hear
It does
14?
make me wrong, but it makes me wrong about the number. It doesn't make me wrong about how boring those fucking fights are. 14 punches around. I said 9. It was 14 in that fight, and that's the average. And that doesn't. I didn't even look at that's 172 over the entire fight. Do you think I can find rounds in there that he threw 9 punches or less? Of course I can.
First fight he pulled up, he was wrong.
No,
Okay,
that's
so
not the first, no, that's not no. I
cross
said
that out.
okay.
Cross that out.
No, okay,
Let's
hold
move on
You
to
want me
another
look at
fight.
the round-
Let's
look at the
move on to
round-
another
let's-
fight.
Let's do the round
Let's
by
move
round
on to
breakdown. Okay.
No,
since
no,
we're
no,
doing
no.
round-
We gonna
let's do
move
the
on.
round
Let's
by
move.
round breakdown.
No. We gonna move on to 175. No, it's my show. That's the way I look at it. We gonna move to 175. Who's the guy he fought at 175?
He's pulling rank. He's pulling rank.
Who's the guy he fought at 175? The guy said,
Okay.
Hold on. Let me pull up Hopkins so I can actually give you a name. The guy he fought at 175 for the belt. And I said he looked like he was Asian.
Pascal.
And he trained himself.
No, it wasn't
Pascal,
no,
no,
he's talking about
not
someone else.
no.
He's
I'm
Asian.
talking
I
about
don't think
some
he was
That he got
Japanese.
the belt
Is he
off of
Indonesian
Pascal.
or something? No,
boxing record. Okay, I can tell you who it is now. Give me a second. Not
Okay.
Travis
Hopkins
Cloud.
picked up
Here we
the C
go.
belt
Here we go. It's Chauvinov.
175.
Go.
That's
go
it.
to
Chauvinov.
Chauvinov.
You knocked him down.
You
in
know
the 10th
what?
round,
Yeah,
didn't
go
you?
to Chauvinov. Go to Chauvinov. Go ahead. Go ahead. SHUM. No, SHU, and then men and the letter view. So it's show men OV. Did you get that? SHUMENOV.
What?
9 punches around. Stop it, man.
I'm not.
Sounds like some radiation, doesn't it? Shooting
Yeah.
off.
So it's in the Kelly Pavlik punch.
We're not. I'm not talking about Kelly Pavlik anymore. I'm on Chauvinov now.
Oh, okay.
I am not
now
talking
you
about
wanna-
Kelly
so now you
Pavlik
wanna see
anymore.
what he did
We
against
on
the guy who
Chauvinov.
was
We have
great.
moved on. You have proved your point that you were wrong. Let's
Yeah,
move
we
on
have
to
now
Chauvinov
proved my
now.
point that was wrong.
Chauvinov.
Okay.
Chauvinov.
Guess which round
Chauvinov.
he threw 9 punches in.
I know. You said the entire fight. I don't want to hear about a round. You said the entire fight. Go to Chauvinov now. Go to Chauvinov now. Thank you.
I said he threw 9 punches around. Guess which round?
Chauvinov, man. Chauvinov. He
Right.
didn't throw. Didn't he just say he threw 13? Go to Chauvinov.
Why?
Go to Chauvinov.
Why, dude?
Because
Okay,
I said so, man.
okay, so
That's
let me-
why.
let me
Simple
ask you- let me ask you a
reasoning.
question. Let me ask you a question.
No, go to Chauvinov.
Okay.
No, you have nothing to say to me. Go to Chauvinov. Thank you very much. You have nothing. Matter of
I
fact,
gotta ask a question.
I will do it myself. I'll do it myself. I don't really need you to do anything.
Uncle Baby. I know that you're.
I will do it my damn self. I got my phone. I got my phone in my hand already. Chauvinov versus Hopkins.
Chauvinov. Okay, so here we go.
I went the
Big
distance.
Versus Hopkins.
Yeah, Beirut Chauvinov.
And I'm cutting this off in about 5 minutes, man, so I can start cooking my dinner. Chauvinov versus Hopkins punch stat. No, I mean I've been on 2 hours. That's enough.
Okay,
Chauvinov versus Hopkins punch stats.
stats.
Okay, here we go. Hopkins threw 383 punches, landed 186. This guy threw 608 punches, landed 124 punches.
Okay, so
Right?
total punches thrown.
Yes,
Was
right here.
186
It
punches
says it right here.
Yeah,
It says he
683.
threw right.
He landed
So
186 of them.
yeah, he landed 186, which is 49%.
Yeah.
This guy threw 608 punches,
Yeah,
and landed 124,
Okay, so
which is 20%.
Okay, so in round 1 he threw 4 punches. In round 12, in round two, he threw 12 punches.
That's
In
more than
round
9.
five, that's
Thank
not.
you.
Listen,
You said for the entire fight in
okay, he
all
threw
his fights he threw
four
9
punches in
punches.
the round in round
On
one.
average.
I don't care. You
He
haven't been
threw
right
one
yet,
punch.
Smoke.
He
Cause
threw
Smoke, you have
four
not been
punches.
right yet.
He threw
You
four
have not been
punches.
right yet.
He threw
Now let's move on
four
to the
punches.
Pavlik fight.
He
I'll
threw
just move on to the
four
Pavlik fight
punches.
while this dude runs his mouth.
Four
I'm moving on to
punches. Okay,
Pascal.
four
I mean
punches.
Pascal versus
Let's see. Okay,
Hopkins punch
okay.
stat. Here
So
we
there
go.
we go. All right, let's do the
So here we
battle.
go. John Pascal versus Kelly Pavlik. Okay, round 1. I see. Who's this?
Uh-huh.
I don't even know how to read these things, to be honest with you. Okay, Pascal. I don't know how to
Yeah,
read. He
this is
threw
the
3
height of
punches.
excitement. This dude, like
No, no,
really,
no. He threw 19 punches, landed
19
3.
punch. Wow, that is super
And
exciting.
no, no,
That's
no.
excitement
Hopkins
bottle.
threw
How
in
can you put
round
that
1.
in?
Hopkins threw 35 punches, landed 8. Pascal, on the other hand, if I'm reading this right, threw 3 punches and landed 19.
Okay.
No, you're not reading that
Okay.
right.
Well, you go on
That's
there and read
impossible.
it
Threw
then,
three
because
and landed
I don't know how
19.
to do it.
I think you're looking at it upside down.
No,
How
I
do you
said
throw three punches but
he
land
threw
19?
19 and landed 3.
No,
Okay.
you
That's what I
said it the other
said.
way around.
That's not what you
No, you
said.
said it the other way
Oh
around.
well, come on then. It's okay. Click here
Yeah.
for
No,
the
you
full punch stat. Okay, that just makes me a human. I understand I'm a superhero and all that,
yeah,
but
I
that just
get you.
makes me a human being.
Okay,
That
so
makes me a
in
human
the
being.
Pascal
So,
fight, he threw more than 9 punches around.
so okay, now we're done with the punch stats and the stats because I hate stats. That
Yes.
proves point is you were
In the
wrong.
Pascal fight. Oh no! Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm looking
my
at
point is
Pascal.
just to prove that you were wrong.
Hold up.
My point is
I'm
just to
looking
prove
at
that you were
Pascal's
wrong. You said that for his entire career he only threw 9 punches a fight.
No, I didn't
So
say that,
you,
sir.
yeah,
Oh
No, you
no,
didn't say
yes,
that,
you
sir.
after
did.
You're
after
wrong.
the
You're
cable
wrong about
fights.
that. Actually, you're wrong.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did
No,
say
I
that.
didn't.
Yes,
No,
you
I
did.
didn't.
You
No, I
said
didn't.
in all his fights he
No, I
threw
didn't.
9 punches
No, I
around.
didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay, yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay, no, you didn't.
You're correct. I did not
Yes,
say
you
that.
did.
No, I
Yes, you
didn't.
did. Thank you very
No, I
much. Thank
didn't.
you.
What do you think this Bugs Bunny
Notice
through
he
the
just said I
mountains
was
and rat?
correct, right?
Like, what the hell?
Right?
You
Boxing
ever
Lounge.
watch
He
that
just
rat
said I
season?
was correct,
No, it's
right?
duck
Boy?
season. No, it's
He
rabbit
just
season.
said I
No, it's
was
duck
correct
season.
when I said
Duck season.
he just said I was correct, right? Thank you. So thank you for telling on yourself, Smoke.
No, I didn't say
And
that.
no fighter threw no 9 punches around his whole career.
I didn't say that.
Nobody.
I didn't say that.
And the fact is that he won. He beat
Oh my god.
Pascal. You
Okay.
know
All
what?
right.
This is my final thought before I end this live. This is my final thought before I end the live.
Damn.
Hopkins said something that's always going to stick with me. He said, "You know what? As you walk through my career,
The white boys now gonna
you
go beat me in the ring.
as you walk through my career, you could never say that I left anybody out there. As you walk through my career, that's what he said. You said you could
Wow,
never
Mike
say I
McCallum.
left anybody out there.
Mike McCallum.
Mike was not Mike by the time Hopkins even got his status. So please stop it.
Okay. I
Please
guess I had to
stop
say
it.
somebody.
Please
Yeah,
stop it.
I guess I had to
Okay?
say somebody.
What Hopkins said was very profound to me because you could go over his career with a fine with just a magnifying glass and there's no one that he left out there, win, lose or draw. Y'all said he wouldn't fight Dawson. He fought Dawson and lost, right? He took on Joe Smith, got knocked out the ring. He took on the other boy,
What do you mean take
Kovalov,
on Joe
and
Smith? Joe Smith was
he
not a
took
take
on
on. Get out of
he
here.
took on Kyle, he took on Kovalov and got beat up for 12 rounds,
Oh
right?
my god,
So
dude.
as you go through his career with a fine tooth comb, there's nothing to second guess. Back to Charlo where this show started
Mike
from.
McCallum. Okay.
Back to Charlo where this show started from. At the end of his career, are we gonna be able to say the same thing about him? How many people is he gonna leave out on the table and have all these excuses as to why he didn't fight them? He was talking about retirement on the show at 31. At 31 years old,
Um.
he was talking about retirement.
Okay. So
You understand me?
do you think that Bernard
31.
Hopkins? Do you think that Bernard Hopkins is the standard that most guys don't leave guys out there, or do most
He
guys
should
have
be
guys that
for
they
this
haven't fought?
era. He should be for this era, not Floyd Mayweather. Bernard Hopkins should be the standard for this era, not Floyd Mayweather.
Okay. So you're saying that this era guys mostly fight each other in this
No, I
era.
didn't say that. I know I
Okay,
didn't
then what
say
are we
that. I
talking
said
about, then, bro?
I said he should be you asked me if he should be the standard. I said yes. Hopkins should be the standard. Yes,
I didn't say no. I
not
didn't say
Floyd
who should be the
Mayweather.
standard. I didn't ask who should be. And what you're saying is there's no way that Bernard Hopkins should be the standard if these guys aren't
I
fighting each
just
other.
said
But Bernard
yes
Hopkins
three
should.
times that he is the that yes he should be the standard.
No, he
Nowhere
shouldn't
in
be
the
the
world
standard
did I
because these
say
guys
no.
don't fight each other.
If he was the standard, then they would be fighting each other.
No, if he was the standard, they would be fighting each other. But they're not fighting each other because he's not the standard.
If he was the standard, then they would be fighting each other. Because
But
at
they
the end of the
aren't fighting each other,
day,
so he's not the standard.
but at the end of the day, for all Floyd did, all people remember mostly about him, the pay per view and him throwing money. Anything else? They keep bringing up this pretty boy era. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But Bernard Hopkins really should be the standard. He is.
He
He
really
is an
shouldn't be the
everyday
standard.
man. He's a blue collar boxer. You can't name me the
You
special
wish
skill that
that
he
these
had.
people were Bernard Hopkins.
You can't name me the special skill that he has besides his determination and his will to learn and his passion to just come in to stay focused and win.
Oh, and
Just
his
like
ability to
Dillian White.
foul, right? His
Those
ability to
and the
foul.
fact that he's a damn good boxer and he learned the sport on the ground in prison, right? So you can't tell me any special skill he has. The man has
Oh
that
no,
thing in him.
he's very special at
He's
coloring
not the
outside the ring.
fastest. He's not the hardest puncher. He's
He is the
none of
one of the
that.
dirtiest though.
He's not. He's
Yeah, oh
not.
yeah, he
But
was.
listen to me. You can't. You is the standard bearer. I hear about Mayweather and Mayweather. I don't give a damn about him. But it's Bernard I'm thinking about who
Okay,
should be the
okay,
standard
I get
bearer.
you. Bro. Yeah,
I
because the
really
skills,
do
right?
because Hopkins cannot be the Floyd cannot be the standard bearer for this era because as you see, Floyd is the standard bearer for this era.
You think that Floyd has a 12-round fight where he threw 172 punches total ever against Ian
I
Berto? Do you think it's ever at any
think
point was his
I think that
punches
I
even
would
that bad?
I think that I'd rather wipe my ass than answer that question again
Okay,
because it
I
don't
hear you.
interest me
Oh, good
because it
lord,
does not interest me.
why?
It does not interest me. As a boxing fan, as a fan of boxing, stats have never garnered
Oh
my
my
interest.
god.
This is the
Okay,
only era in boxing since I've been
okay.
watching boxing where
Uh-huh.
you people bring up stats and pay-per-views and all that. You want to know why? Because there are no fights to bring up. This is the
Okay,
only
no, we
era
bring up
where a
fights too. We
man
just
like
haven't
Floyd
seen them.
Mayweather,
We
when
bring
you
up
say
fights
to
too.
when you
We just
say to
haven't seen
people,
them.
name Floyd's big fights, and they say Pacquiao based on the numbers, not based on the fight, but the numbers,
Canelo,
the
Oscar.
numbers, okay,
Right.
numbers, not the fight
Okay.
itself, numbers.
Okay.
No
So
one
Oscar,
remember. No one is going to remember him for Canelo. That was a damn good fight, but that's not his
but
standard
nobody's gonna
bearer
remember
fight.
for Canelo. Yes, everyone's just
No
gonna
one is
forget
going to
about
remember
that
that.
fight, right?
Hopkins is
Everyone's
going to
gonna
be
forget about
remembered
that
for
fight.
Trinidad. Hopkins is going to be remembered for
For
Oscar, even though
Floyd,
he had some
for Floyd, Oscar's gonna
better
remember for
fights
Floyd at the B Hop
than he did. You know, Hopkins is going to be remembered for being in his 40s and moving up to 175
and getting
and
knocked out the
basically
ring by
becoming
construction worker.
unified champion
Yeah,
because
okay.
he just couldn't get past Kovalev. He couldn't beat Dawson, but he became unified champion. He was
Yeah,
undisputed in one division and unified in another.
yeah. Bernard Hopkins is
How many
bad
people
man.
do that? How many people do that? Thank you,
Canelo,
Crawford. Yeah, Crawford. Yeah,
Crawford,
yeah. No one named
who
Floyd
else?
Mayweather did that
Usyk,
though.
Usyk.
No, yeah, no
Um,
one, no one named Floyd
yeah,
Mayweather did it.
yeah, no, I mean because you don't have
Thank
to do
you,
that, right?
thank you. Yeah, you don't have
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who didn't do that.
greatness to me. Let me tell you what greatness is to me.
Tommy
That
Hearns
man
didn't do that.
Hopkins,
Is he great?
Tommy Hop, Tommy Hearns will always be great.
Of
Tommy
course.
Hearns
So
is the
that's not the metric then.
Tommy Hearns- he
So
was the
that's not the
first
metric of
man to
greatness then.
win titles in 6 different weight classes. The
Right,
first
but was
man.
he undisputed in any of them?
Okay, he had to be. He didn't have to be. Tommy Hearns took on the best of the
Correct. You
best.
don't have to
He
be. Neither was Floyd. Floyd
he
didn't have to
took
be
on
like
the
that.
Benavides.
Yes,
He
Floyd
took
didn't
on
have
the
to be like that.
Durant. He took on. He took on Virgil Hill. He was way older. He took the very best to get where he was. And people used to put dirt on his grave. But you ain't nobody. Let me tell you, Is no is no boxer from 154 to 168 right now that beats Tommy Hearns. There's no boxer from 154 to 160 that will beat Mike McCollum. There is absolutely not one boxer from 160 to 168 to 175 to cruiserweight that will James Toney or Roy Jones right now. Not a one. Absolutely none. There's absolutely no boxers right now from 160 to 168 to 175 that are fighting each other that would pique my interest. And that's what the problem is with the sport. You
No, that's
sit
the problem
around
with
and
you. That's not the
you
problem with
talk
sport. That's
on
the problem with
social
you.
media.
That's the
You
problem with
talk also
you.
they talk tough on social media and they don't make the fights. They talk so tough on social media, then they don't make any fights. None. I mean,
Well,
it's easy to talk tough on social media, but then you don't make fights. Understand what I'm
I
saying?
do. I do. I do hear what you're saying. The
As
social media,
fans,
yes, but listen, this is the way of the world. Like, welcome to it, old
that's
man.
your way of the world. That's not the
No,
way of
that
the
is
world.
the way of the world.
That's what you accept.
That's
That's what you
what that is.
accept.
We no,
Absolutely
that is
not. That's
literally
not the way of the
what
world.
everyone does
Absolutely not.
because that
That's
is
not
the
the
new
way of the
thing.
world. That's what you accept. That is what you accept.
Okay,
Just
regardless
like
of
you
accepting or
accept
not
excuses
accepting it,
in
Joy.
life. I don't
Like,
accept
listen,
excuses
it
because when
doesn't matter. It
people
doesn't
need
matter what
no,
you
I
accept. It's what
don't.
it is,
No, no,
regardless.
no, no, no. That is what you said.
Listen,
That's not a
if
fact
you didn't
because you
watch
cannot
boxing
speak
at
for the
all,
world. You
if you
cannot
didn't watch
speak for the
boxing at
world.
all, it would still be going on.
You cannot.
It doesn't matter
You
if you accept
cannot
it or don't
speak.
accept it. It's
But
what's going on.
it doesn't happen. Listen to me. In those few moments where fights do get made, they're usually pretty good. Very few times when
You're
they do
breaking up
get
real
made,
bad.
they're
You're
usually
breaking up real
okay.
bad,
How
bro.
about now? How about now? Am I clear now? Or am I still
Yeah,
breaking
yeah.
up?
Now you're good.
Okay. In those few times when those fights do get made, they're usually very good. That Chocolatito fight, that was a beautiful fight, man. I watched that fight. That was
That
a
was a
beautiful
one-sided
fight,
fight.
man.
That was a
That
one-sided
was
fight,
a
and after
beautiful. That was
accountability,
not a one-sided fight whatsoever.
it was
That
totally
was
one-sided.
absolutely what. That was
Okay.
absolutely not a one-sided fight.
Okay. Why is it like
Absolutely
118?
not a
Why is the
one-sided
scorecard like
fight.
118 and 119 then?
I don't because the judges judged that, but that has nothing to do with
So
the two men.
how many rounds
That
did you
was
think the
not
guy
a
won?
one-sided fight. That
How
was
many rounds
not
do you
a.
think the
That
guy
was,
won?
I
How many
don't
rounds?
know, man. I wasn't
Okay.
watching rounds. I was watching the fight.
Okay. Again. Okay. Cool.
Watching the fights. I wasn't
That
watching
was
no
a
damn
one-sided
rounds.
fucking fight. That was a
Okay,
complete one-sided
maybe to
fight.
you it was. Let me say this to you before I close this damn thing out. My love for the sport started at a very young age. I was
Mine too.
blessed and I was blessed enough to be in a ring, to be in the gym that produced Simon Brown, William Joppy, Sean Bay Mitchell, Keith Holmes. You understand me? Keith Holmes. Who did I miss? Keith Holmes, Sean Bay Mitchell, William Joppy, Andrew Council, and there was some other dudes that came after me, and I would have made it too if it wasn't for my heart. I was in line to make it too if it wasn't for my heart because I trained harder than everybody else. I trained harder than them. I just couldn't. I had my issues and I couldn't do it. All of them, all of us were all in the same gym. And then Andrew left and went where he went, and then I went to Laurel, and there were some other champs in that gym as well. You understand me? That's what I was. That's what I was blessed with. I got to meet Hassim when he was younger. Even though I'm older than him, I got to meet him when he was younger. I got to meet his trainer as well, Mr. Mackey, the great trainer from out of Baltimore. All these things were around me, which was telling me I was going to be great. They told me that it was everywhere I went, there was somebody great in there. So hell, I had to be the next one. I had to be the next one, and I fought every time I sparred. Nobody wanted to spar me again, and I'm talking about from pros to the amateur. Nah, even when I went to Sugar Ray Leonard's gym, nobody wanted to spar with me again. You sparred me once, and they was like, I don't know. Nah, we ain't sparring with him today. It's too much work. No, no, nobody wants to spar with me again, and that ain't no lie neither. Nobody. And that's where my passion lies in the sport. Not this, oh, well, I'm the B side and the A side. Man, shut the hell up. No, shut up. Shut up and fight. That's the way I look at it. Go ahead so I can close out, Smoke.
Listen. Yeah. Certified A side only purpose is making sure the
What's up,
ticket is
Guido?
worth the price of purchase. Um, yeah, all of that stuff. You can listen to it. It sounds like you should hang around more gyms and get what you want out of that whole gym life. But that's just my suggestion. That's from me listening to what you just said. Sounds like you're a hell of a fighter. But wish I was there to see some of these gym wars you're talking about. My connection to the sport is the gyms that produce Nonito and Glenn Donaire and Andre Ward, right? That's my connection to it, right? So I feel you. I feel you on a bunch of what you're saying when it comes to the life of a fighter and the behind the scenes and all that stuff. Your preference when it comes to the types of fights you like to watch, whatever. They're all
I
kind
watch all
of.
types of fights,
I'm just
but
saying,
it's
but
hard.
you're saying, but you
But
haven't.
you,
I didn't say
but
what
when
you
the
watch. I'm
fights
just saying
aren't
what you.
made, there's nothing to watch.
I
When there's
got
no
you.
fights being made, there's nothing to
I
watch.
hear you. I hear you. I'm just saying whatever kind of fight you prefer. Apparently, you prefer Bernard Hopkins over Pascal versus, Floyd Mayweather over Gotti. Cool. That's your preference. For me, I appreciate both fights. I like the fact that both fights happen, and I watch both fights. So I'm good. I'm just saying, like the business of it doesn't make me disgruntled like it does you. I don't have this guy, this archetype, archetypal box.
Architect.
No,
What you trying?
archetypal. Like I don't have this standard that you must be this kind of way. Like you must be
You
this
can't
kind
even
of
spell
fighter,
that word.
or else archetype. A
Architectural is what you said,
no
and I
archetype.
don't have a type either. Smoke when it comes to
No,
boxing, I don't have a
archetypal,
type.
not architectural.
I
Archetype.
don't have a listen. I don't have a make your point, man, so I can
I'm
close out.
trying
That's
to.
that's what I'm
You're
saying to you.
savagely interrupting me.
I'm cutting you off.
My,
I
my
know
point. My point is, I don't have a standard that says you must do this or else you're fucking up. Like I let boxers
I
do
don't
whatever
have
they
that
like.
standard either
Okay. Uh, well, apparently you do because you're like Charlo didn't do this and didn't do that and do this and didn't do this and didn't do that.
because the
Apparently you
fact is
think
that he didn't.
okay, great. So that means you have a standard of what he should be doing. I don't have one of these things. He's
He
fine.
should be
Right?
promoting himself.
That's why he was on this show. That's what he did. He went on there and promoted himself.
Well, he
You
did
didn't
a
like the
piss
way he
poor
promoted
job of
himself.
it.
Oh, great. To you, because you have a standard about how he should be promoting himself. Anyway, that's a separate subject. I'm not even trying to go here with you. I'm just trying to get my final thought.
Yeah, do it in 60
Final,
seconds.
my final thought is boxing. If it's here for you, if you want to find reasons to complain about it, but why it's letting you down, boxing is there for you. If you want to praise it, they give you reasons to praise it. There's young guys, there's old guys, there's old school skills that are out there. There's old school dedication that's happening. There's new school stuff. I think that the spectrum is wide enough, broad enough that and the tent is big enough that it accommodates all of us, from the purist that only cares about fights to people who are into soap operas to people who are into the business, whatever. It's all here for us to enjoy or to complain about. And for that I am grateful. Okay, I am the captain now. Troy will be coming back to end this whole thing. Here he is.
In
Tell
another
me,
episode of the Troy Graham experience, and I want to thank all of you for coming through. Let me thank everybody when I was on the chat and in the panel. Boxing Lounge was the first up. Smoke came through, and we survived them yet again another day, right? And his 1,000 word responses to everything, right? So thank you for coming through, Smoke. So let me just rattle off the names. Remy, bless up yourself. Mark Nash, thank you for coming through. KP from KC, bless up yourself. All right, Chad Perez, bless up yourself. G Funky, bless up yourself. Boxing Logics United, bless up yourself. All right, this looks like Hap Lot Hap Lot type. Oh, so bless up yourself. Brandon Washington, why don't you come on the link, boy? Why don't you come on the panel? Major Key, bless up yourself. Jay Smith, bless up yourself. Black and Brown, bless up yourself. Lisa Bales, Guido, bless up yourselves. Thank you very much for everybody out there that's watching that I can't see. Bless up yourself. I want to do some more of these, so I'll probably pop on again Saturday or something, but it won't be about boxing, people. It'll be, you know what? The next show I'm going to be talk about is raising teenagers. That's the next show I'm going to talk about because I'm a father. But these shows, man, they kind of therapeutic to me since I'm bedridden for right now. So thank you. Thank you. I feel good today. And I just want to share some of that goodness with you. Oh my. The doors of the church are open. The doors of the church are open. And if you can donate nothing but time and love, I'd appreciate that because I don't know how to donate any. I don't know to get y'all to donate anything else. So donate. Thank you for donating your time and love, y'all. I appreciate you. And you don't let nobody steal your happiness. You hear me? You're as great as you want to be, and you are greater than you can see right now. I'm gonna leave you with that. Bless up yourself.